Well, alright.
Well, alright.
Dig, dig, dig. Well, alright.
Well, alright.
Chop, chop, chop. Well, alright.
Well, alright.
Hi, hi, hi. Well, alright. Well, alright. Well, alright. Well, alright. The music's talking to you, you know tonight's the night.
The devil and the deep blue sea. Sweetie for nobody, the anybody love. Sweetie for a gay at the honey, baby, honey. What a diddle, what a diddle, be the devil and the deep blue sea. I don't want you, but I hate to lose you. You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. Sweetie for nobody, the anybody love. Sweetie for a gay at the honey, baby, honey. What a diddle, what a diddle, be the devil and the deep blue sea. The devil and the deep blue sea.
I'm going, I don't know where we're going. Yes, we're going. The only thing I know is going.
Between the devil and the deep blue sea, I ought to cross you off my list, but when you come knocking at my door, fate seems to give my heart a twist, and I come running back for more. I should hate you, but I guess I love you. You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. The devil and the deep blue sea.
I don't know where we're going. Yes, we're going. The only thing I know is going. Oh, tonight's the night. Oh, tonight's the night.
I forgive you, 'cause I can't forget you. You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. I ought to cross you off my list, but when you come knocking at my door, fate seems to give my heart a twist, and I come running back for more. I should hate you, but I guess I love you. You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. The devil and the deep blue sea. Sweetie for nobody, the anybody love. Sweetie for a gay at the honey, baby, honey. What a diddle, what a diddle, be the devil and the deep blue sea. What did it want the honey bottle? But I did it, what it all. We don't let it do, let it do it all. But it is all, it is all, it all. We did it, but I did it, not a do. Get it, got up, but I let it, but I do. We bottle, did not bottle, the devil and the deep blue sea. coffee, I'm in trouble. Black coffee, I see trouble. Man, 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 I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm so dizzy. Black coffee, please get busy. Oh, 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 love me to get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy. Please get busy. Man, 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 I'm not gonna get home. Black coffee, I'm in trouble. I'm so dizzy. Please get busy. Oh, 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 now I'm not gonna get home. I'm not gonna get home.
Nattore t'ho per dire.
Good evening, 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 good evening. Eventually, of a fashion, I'm going to stop that cipher penny right there. New penny system's up and running. 10 pennies per bonus, 50 pennies for winning a warm-up game, different amount of points given out to authors of different packs, and all the rest of it. And all the noise happening. Lupine won there with the 12-month subscription, new pennies, and 1 full year of support. Thank you so much, Lupine. Very, very grateful to you. Hope you're keeping well. And, yeah, massive apologies to everybody for... yes, exclamation mark pennies will tell you how many pennies you've got. Also, if you go to PersephoneShare.com/pennies, there's a whole app there that'll tell you how many pennies you've got. Kira, with the 9-month Prime subscription there, thank you so much for your support. There was another noise that happened earlier on as well. Let me see if I can go back and catch that. Was there another noise? Did I miss that? I'll make that up. There was a host. There was certainly a host. There was a Shame of the Good Team. Joe Has No Talent. There we go. Subscribing there for 7 months. Hooray for the Wi-Fi. Well... not so hooray for the Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi took far too long to come back to life. Zeph, thank you for the 50 bits. Starting that hype train there, thank you very much indeed. Do get on board if you want to get on board with that. Sorry for the delay. So we went out for dinner with my parents down at Gunwharf Keys. Really nice. My mum got a bit hot, so we had to move inside at one point. David with the 3 gift subs there. Welcome to Jers and to Riff Raccoon and to Sophsly Bob. David, thank you so much for the support with those 3 gifted subs. That's very kind of you. You're very kind considering how late I'm starting. It's 9:05 and we've only played Word Chamber Royale so far. But it was all lovely, and we made a point. I got back about 8:01, so it was going to be 10 minutes late. Before I left, I'd noticed that the router light was blinking. I thought, well, it's probably just a drop. It'll reassert itself. I didn't want to restart the router. Came back, and it was still blinking. Restarted the router. This is me restarting the router, by the way. And waited for 15 minutes, and then it did a fast flash, but then carried on with the slow flash. So I left it another 10 minutes, then reset the router again for a bit longer. It took another 15 minutes, then did the fast flash, but then stayed online, which is why we're so late starting. So apologies, it's going to be an 11 o'clock finish tonight, so I do hope you will stick around with me. Thank you all very much for the support, and thank you for sticking around this long. I pride myself on starting on, well, maybe not starting bang on 8 o'clock, but certainly being regular with the stream start and putting it an hour late. You never know what's going to happen in terms of people getting bored and despairing. So thank you for sticking around. I do appreciate it in these... with these technical difficulties. Yeah, things do happen. It's, you know, slightly upsetting that it's all slightly out of my hands when it comes to the internet. I'm very warm. I've got a hanky tonight. It's that level of warm because I'm wearing a black t-shirt, which is probably not a good idea. Anyway, we should get on with some games. We have got 2 games of Deciphered and then a game of Google That. The penny system is all up to date. Deciphered is one that I wasn't going to put anything in because Deciphered is going for a rest in Season 5, but I thought it might, since we're playing it tonight and we're playing it next week at Happy Hour as well, it would make sense to do it. So, in Deciphered, you get 10 pennies for every question that you get right. Flat rate. That's all there is to it. If you have the high score in the lobby game at the end, you also get a place on the leaderboard, and if you are the hot seat player and you crack the cipher, then you get the Deciphered Victor medal as well for your medal table. But everyone is on the same rate of points. 10 points per question, 10 pennies per question that you get right, and that should all automatically update when I roll the credits. Should. Might crash. It might crash at that point and not update the pennies. Nothing will ever be live until I push it to go live after the fact. I need to remember to do medals first and then I need to restart the penny system because there's something I've overlooked. But so the first pack we're going to be playing tonight is from Pokernuts. Pokernuts has written a couple of things in the past. There's a couple in the database. Opinions of me and the proofers is that this is a little on the tricky side. We did both Colo, who's proofed this, to whom we're immensely grateful, and we both had a look at this. We thought it's a little bit on the tricky side, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you think you are up for the challenge, then by all means do come and join the lobby. You can self-exclude in this game if you just want to play along in the lobby game. That's completely fine as well. So if you want to play Deciphered, it's Mastermind, the quiz show meets Mastermind, the board game. And if you want to play, you need to type in the lobby code. HWZG, do come and join. Remember, exclude if you don't want to play, or if you don't want to play in the hot seat. It's a very fast-paced game, this one. So 2 games will probably take us about half an hour. We'll probably end up not being that late finished, to be honest. But do type in that code, self-isolate, self-isolation on the brain. Self-exclude if you don't want to play in the hot seat. Oh, that's a good start. 31. I suppose it is 9 o'clock. People have been here a while, but people have stuck around. So, again, very, very grateful to you for sticking around and for starting that hype train as well. Hugely, hugely kind. So, it's, yeah, Deciphered. Last time we're going to see it for a little while. And like I say, this is a particularly tricky pack. But I'm sure we'll all have fun with it all the same. A little later on, we've got a pack from Riff Raccoons. Decipher pack, and then after that we're going to be playing Google That with Cycle Space's question pack. And Cycle Space's Google That question pack is on point. It was a huge amount of fun to proof it. And so we'll say a bit more about that later on. Of course, before that, we have got Deciphered with Pokemon. So, of course, Deciphered with Riff, who's written a pack for this in the second game. And I'm grateful to, I think it was Sampster who proved that on. Might have been Colo. So I need to go check my notes now. Who did proof that one? It's on a different file. Go and look in the Discord, because I said there. I'll check in announcements. Who proofed them? Colo proofed Pokenuts, and it was Samster who proofed Riff, so very grateful to our proofers as well. I'm going to say a bit more about proofers a bit later on. Yeah, Riff's got 2. One of them's going at Happy Hour next week, and I'm going to write one for Happy Hour next week too. Right, I think we're probably about there, so let's lock the lobby and pick our hot seat player. Derek, you are in the hot seat for Deciphered this evening. Welcome to the game. So a reminder that for every question you get right, either in the lobby or in the hot seat, you will get 10 pennies for this, and these should all be added automatically at the end of the game. What Derek is fighting for in the hot seat is glory and a place on that coveted medal table as a Deciphered victor. Derek, as I know you're relatively new to the community and unlikely to have seen Deciphered before unless you've gone and had a look at the VODs, you get up to 10 questions. For every question you get right, you get an attempt at the Mastermind board. If you played Mastermind, the board game, it's where you've got to solve a 6-digit code. There might be repeats. There might be, there might not be. If you get a question right, you get to attempt the code. If you don't get the code, then you'll get some information as to whether or not the numbers are in the right place in the code, but in the wrong place, or not there at all, as indicated by the pegs on the right-hand side. There's a global time for both. You get 3 minutes of question time and 1.5 minutes of cipher time. That's what I mean when it says it's a quick game. As ever, whisper to Persephone's Twitch bot your answers, and keep your eye on the chat, because when the question is in the chat, the question is live. First of all, we are going to pick your cipher, and we are going to hide it away so that we cannot see it. So, a reminder, there may or may not be repeats in this cipher, Derek. Along the way, you have got 4 helps to help you out, and they're activated by !1, !2, !3, or !4. All of it to the bot. So, 1 is burn a question. What that does, it gets rid of the question, throws it out, shows you the correct answer, gets rid of it from the game, but it doesn't cost you a go at the board. If you get one wrong, you go on to the next question, but you lose an attempt at the board. The only way you win this from the hot seat is by solving the cipher. So, burning a question gets rid of the question, but it will give you a fresh one in its place. It will not sacrifice a go at the board. So that's why in these packs there are 11 questions written, because there's always one spare. !2 is take a toss-up. This will give you a straight-up choice between 2 options, so a 50-50 choice. You still have to write the whole answer. It's not as simple as writing A or B, so you still need to give me the whole answer. Stop the clock will take a pit stop, !3. This will stop the clock for 30 seconds, give you some thinking time to mull over the answer, and !4 will give you a ciphered answer answer, this will give you an anagram of the answer, plus some extra letters thrown in for good measure and some spaces to see if you can unpick what the answer is from the letters. That's all there is to it. I can override the hot seat. I cannot override answers in the lobby, so please make sure your spelling is accurate. Lobby game, you have got, after Derek locks in his answer or gets rid of the question or whatever, you will have 5 seconds to lock your answers in. So keep your eye on the chat because all that information will be there. Those 4 helps are there. You've got 3 minutes on your question clock, Derek, 1.5 minutes on your logic clock, as we call it, the very best of luck. Here is question number 1 of Pokenuts' Deciphered pack. Demonym and pseudonym are words that can describe what non-physical aspect of a person. Derek's locked in. 5 seconds in the lobby. Derek's saying to me, name. Name. Is that the right answer? Certainly is. Good start there, Derek. You get your first attempt at the logic board. Let's go there now. So 1.5 minutes, Derek. It's not a lot of time. It will be eaten away very, very quickly. There are some standard procedures to this. You may not want to go with it, but there are 4 digits in your cipher. There may or may not be repeats. All you need to do is whisper 4 numbers to the bottom. 1.5 minutes and your time starts now. We're going the brute force method 1111. So if there is one of those numbers in the right place, you'll get a red peg. If it's there but in the wrong place, you'll get a white peg. If it's not there at all, you will get a blank. Is your code 1111? Correct. Could be. It is not. We are undeciphered for now. There are no ones in your cipher, so that's some information, even if it's not the information we wanted. Back to the questions we go. 2 minutes and 51 remaining. Let's just take a peep at the lobby game. Quite a few people getting that one right. AB Me, Big Man Aaron, Bill Kiasco, Avatar with no name, so I can't see, but it should automatically add that on. Anyway, Derek DC, sorry, Digital David, new name now. Dogfish, Innis, Jay White, Keshi, Matt, Mendez, Toot, AB Me, Pyro Pygmy, I think, Riff Raccoon, Lupine, Topper, Kira, Shapes, and Zeus, all getting that one right. Apologies if I got your name wrong. 2 minutes 51. You have still got 4 helps. Do use them. You get 1 of each if you need to. Question number 2, Derek, here it is. What was the first name of the character played by Gordon Kay in all 85 episodes of Allo Allo? We're getting rid of that question. We do not want to see that. We get rid of it and we get another go. The answer was Renee. Renee. So, question burned. So, it was burnt quite quickly. So, did anyone in the lobby get a chance to answer that? It was only a short answer. Let's find out. Oh, if I focus on the right window, that would help, wouldn't it? Press the button. We're still on question 2 because we burnt it. Few people did get that. We can see Shapes, Oni, Toot, and Keshi are up to 2 points, which means they managed to get that burn question before it was gone. Remember, you don't get any grace time in the lobby on the burn question because it is gone and out the door. So if you're faster than the hot seat player, you could get an extra point. On we go. Here's your replacement, question 2. 3 helps left. What was the ring name of professional wrestler Andre Rene Rousimov, 1946 to 1993? Locked in. Saying Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant. Is that the right answer? Certainly was Andre the Giant. Good start. We're back to the cipher board. Let's go and have a look. 1 minute and 27 left on the clock. That time is going to continue now. Continuing the brute force. 2222. Could be your cipher. If it is, then we've got an early victor. If not, we go back to the questions board. Is that your cipher? Alas, no. But we have got 2 red lights, which means there are 2 2s, and they are both in the right place. Of course, they're in the right place because you put 2s across all of them. But we now know there are 2 2s within your cipher. Don't get much more than that for now, and we've got 1 minute 22 to logic it out if we can get that there. For now, let's go back to the question board. 2:37 left on this clock. Check out the lobby. A few players on 3 now. Shapes, Oni, Toot, and Keshi all on 3. A few players yet to score. Remember, 10 pennies for every correct answer given in this game. And if you are in the lead of the lobby, because obviously the lobby game has no bearing on the cipher part of the game. Yes, I should have mentioned that. The lobby game is only playing the question part. If you're in the lead, then you will get a place on the leaderboard, but everyone should get pennies relative to what you've got. I will check this after the fact and hope that it works out. On we go. Question number 3. 3 helps left if you need them, Derek. Here it is, 2:37. Despite creating the Giant in 2006, which manufacturer of Swiss Army knives had their knife brand absorbed by their only competitor in early 2013? Under 2.5 minutes now. We're taking a toss-up. It's either Wenger or Victorinox. Or Victorinox. Still need a full answer there. Wenger or Victorinox. We're going Victorinox. Victorinox. Choice of two. If you don't know, might as well go for the 50-50 option. Is the answer Victorinox? Unfortunately not. It is Wenger. Wenger was the answer. But never mind, weren't to know. So we don't get to visit the logic game, but we've already had 2 goes and we've still got 7 questions left. For now, let's go on to question number 4. See how we're doing in the lobby. Not much change. We have got 5 people on 3 now. Innis, Keshi, Toot, Oni and Shaped. Quite a few people on 2. A couple of people yet to score. We'll see how we get on from here. 2 minutes and 20 left on the clock. 2 helps left. Here is question number 4. Which Premier League soccer club did Arsene Wenger manage from 1996 to 2018? Locking in very, very fast there. With the answer Arsenal was the answer Arsenal. Don't think there's any great surprise in that one there. You answered very fast. I think we expected that to be right. Yes. 1996 to 2018, Arsene Wenger managed Arsenal. Football club, football. Yeah, Zeph, that might have been on purpose. May have been on purpose. Arsene Wenger. Sorry, I'll stop there now. Back to the logic game. 1 minute and 22 seconds left to try and crack this cipher, and that time continues now. Continuing the brute force, going to try and get a little bit more information from the 2s. We're going 2, 2, 3, 3. Only using up 10 seconds in this logic game so far, which is lots of time should we get back later on. We may have solved it now. Let's find out. Is the cipher 2, 2, 3, 3? It's not, but it's pretty close. 2 reds and 1 white. So that means we know that there are 2 2s in it. Because you've added a 3, we know now that there is 1 3 in it, and there is now 1 other number. The positions are yet to be decided. That is very, very helpful information. 2 are in the right place, 1 is in the wrong place. Can we get back to have another go? We'll find out. Back to the question board. As to our lobby, Shapes, Oni, Keshi and Innis all in the lead on 4. A couple of players still yet to score, but still plenty of time in which to do that. Let's go on to question number 5, the midpoint. 2 helps left. You can stop the clock for 30 seconds and you can take a ciphered answer if you get stuck. Best of luck. Here is question number 5, 2 minutes 16 on the clock. Lifelong fan of Arsenal FC, Alan Davis set a Guinness World Record in 2020 with what Christmas-based items? We're taking a ciphered answer. Remember, we've added some spaces and we have added some extra letters, but somewhere within that cipher is the correct answer. Can you figure it out? You're under 2 minutes now. Going Father Christmases. Father Christmases. Sam, sorry, I wish I had not answered baubles beforehand. Yeah, sometimes waiting to see what the hot seat player is going to do can give you some extra information. Is Father Christmases the right answer? Unfortunately not. It is Christmas crackers. Yes, only 1 H it turns out. So that was never going to be the correct answer. Yeah, Christmas crackers. We do throw some extra letters in just to throw you off the scent. But Christmas crackers, the answer we're after there. Never mind, we eschew a go to the board, but we continue with the questions. We're under 2 minutes as we get to the halfway mark, so loads of time, but only 5 questions left. In the lobby, Shapes, Oni, Keshi and Innis all on 5. Let's have a look at question number 6. You have got a 30-second pit stop if you need it. Here we go. Which colourful Christmas song contains the lyric, "You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white"? Going for White Christmas. White Christmas. Is that the answer? Bit of red herring here in the question. Blue Christmas. Elvis Presley, I believe, was Blue Christmas. No, White Christmas is... I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Blue Christmas is a song by Elvis Presley. It's sort of in the same league as Lonely Christmas. Yes, bit of a red herring there. Nata went Black Christmas. That's a film. I'm sure that's a film. Oh, no, Black... It's Black Mirror White Christmas is what I'm thinking of there. But no, Blue Christmas was the answer. Unfortunately, not White Christmas. So we lose another go at the Cypher game. Did anyone in the lobby get it? Possibly. In fact, it looks like it only has taken the lead now on 6. Number of players on 5 and quite a few on 4 as well. Only a handful of questions left. We really want you to solve this Cypher, but you've only got a maximum of 4 more attempts here. Question number 7 with 1 minute 44 left. You have got a 30-second pit stop if you need to use it, Derek. Good luck. Here's question 7. In 2013, Blue is the Warmest Colour became the first French film to have what award collectively given to its director and lead actresses? We're going to stall for time. So we've stopped the clock for 30 seconds. Give yourself some thinking time there. It's up to you, Derek. If you want to play with it, you've got 15 seconds of this pit stop left. It's up to you if you want to say go with the answers in chat. Sometimes answers do go into public chat. We are locking in an answer before the end of the pit stop. And we're going Palm d'Or. Your trivia is important to us. It's a plausible answer, yeah, it is. And I won't admonish Dev for posting in chat. It was an accident. Accidents happen, and it happens all the time, every stream, at least once, generally. So I'm not going to admonish Dev for doing that. You know, obviously, everyone be careful with your typing. But what I will say is that if it goes in there, obviously, if we do have an answer in the wrong part of the box, obviously a moderator will get on it as quickly as possible. It's an accident. I'm not going to have a go at people unless it's constant and consistent. But what I would ask, if it happens, that everyone can help do, is if we don't all pile on an answer. It's you know, it can be quite funny to go oops or point out the wrong thing. But and I don't think anyone did this here. But if we can avoid the situation where we all go, you know, give away any hints, because as we pointed out there, it is just an answer. It doesn't necessarily mean it is the right answer. It's the answer that Derek has gone with, and so I hope for both your sakes that this is the right answer and that you were thinking on the same answer. Sorry if I've told everyone off there. I didn't mean to do that, but hopefully that didn't come across as telling off. Palm d'Or is what you've gone for. Is that the right answer? It is the right answer. Very well done to both of you. And I don't know if there's a syndicate going on here, but we have got the right answer with 1 minute and 31 left on the question clock and 3 more questions. Let's go back to the logic game. Attempt number 4, 1 minute and 20. You might want to have some thinking time here, see if you can piece it together. Not sure there is much to piece together, but your time carries on now. 2423. Is that your cipher? Very, very fast. Not wasting time. We've got 1 minute and 18 left on that clock. Is that your cipher? Woohoo! 3 reds! 3 reds. We are just 1 away. I'm not going to give any more information away. And chat, keep it to yourselves. If you have worked out what it is or what it might be, keep it to yourselves. Let's not be giving away spoilers in the chat. But you are 3 reds. You are potentially very, very close to solving this cipher. You've got 1 minute 18 left of logic time and potentially 3 more attempts. 1 minute and 31 seconds left in the question game. That's just over half the time and 3 more questions to come. Oni still in the lead with 7. We've got Aaron and Innis and Shapes all on 6. Keshi, Toot, Riff and Sapster on 5. Best of luck to you all. All of those points will equate to pennies a bit later on. 1 minute 31, question number 8. Very best of luck. Here it is. For which South American country with coastlines on both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea is the Ceroxylin quindiennes palm the national tree? Which South American country with coastlines on both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea is the Ceroxylin quindiense palm the national tree? You've gone with the answer Colombia, purely from the coastlines. There were a couple of Pavlovs in that question that could have helped you get there. To be honest, this is the sort of question I feel you're probably more likely to get from the extra information rather than from the tree necessarily, unless you're from the country in question. Yeah, South America, bad luck. Is the answer Colombia? Yes, it is, and you're back to the logic game. Let's go there now. 1 minute and 18 seconds left on the clock. We're all rooting for you here. 1:18. Try and crack the cipher. Your time continues now. Taking a different tact here. This is going to hopefully brute force what the final digit could be. I'm assuming here that Derek has worked out which space he doesn't know, so he's now going to try and figure out, is it a 5 or is it a 6? One could have argued that he may have just as well tried one or the other to then see if it was right. Then he's got it on this go, and if not, he would definitely get it on the next go if he's sure, but maybe there's some extra logic going on here. Let's find out. Is your cipher, unlikely, but is your cipher 5655? It is not, unsurprisingly. Yes, it only goes up to 6, Derek. Hence the numbers 1 to 6 around you. There was a point early on in a very early pilot where it did go up to 8. But for now, yes, it only goes up to 6. Maybe I didn't make that clear, and if so, that's on me. But on the plus side, I think you've figured it out based on that. But you have got only 2 questions to get back to the logic board. If you can do it, you have got plenty of time, 1 minute and 15 seconds on that logic clock, to figure out the cipher. 1 minute 22 left on the question clock. Very best of luck. We're all hoping that you can do this. Here is question number 9. The logo for Columbia Sportswear Company most resembles which suit from a standard deck of playing cards? Pretty much a 1 in 4 here. 1 minute and 5. You are out of helps at this point. It's worth pointing out. We're locking in. Leaving over a minute for the last question if we need it. We have locked in clubs. The logo for Columbia Sportswear Company most resembles which suit from a standard pack of playing cards? Is the answer clubs? I'm afraid it is unlikely. It is diamonds. Diamonds is the answer, so we don't get a trip to the board. And you are coming right down to the wire here, Derek. You've got one more question and potentially one more attempt. And if you can get that one more attempt, I think it's pretty likely you will be able to work out the cipher and become a champion. But we've got to get there first. 1 minute and 3 to think about this. No help, so take your time. Do give it some thought. Over to the lobby. Innes has now taken the lead with 8 points. Only in second with 7. Aaron, Riff, Shapes in third on 6. So, wish you the best of luck here, Derek. And this could be, for all my wailing at poker nuts that I thought this was very difficult, it could be this is a perfectly balanced question pack, getting to see all 11 questions and solving the cipher. Maybe. Best of luck. 1 minute and 3 seconds. Here's question 10. For which round-numbered wedding anniversary are diamonds considered a traditional gift? Got loads of time. Take your time, think it through. And we're locking in. We're locking in 60. Is that the right answer? Yes, it is. Well done, Derek. With 51 seconds to spare on the question clock, you have got one final visit to the logic game. Is it academic at this point? Let's find out. 1 minute and 15. Lots and lots of time. The numbers only go up to 6. There may be repeats. Have you got enough information? This is your last attempt. Very best of luck, Derek. Last chance. What's your cipher? 2, 6, 2, 3. If that is your cipher, then you are joining the ranks of people who have solved the deciphered board. If not, then you go home empty-handed, but with your pennies in consolation. Is your cipher 2623? It is indeed, and Derek has done it. 2623, and you are deciphered for today. Lupine, I must say you write an excellent Krypton Factor pack. Oh, very well done, Derek. I'm so pleased for you. I was really worried we weren't going to get there, but you have broken through, and you get pride of place on the Deciphered leaderboard. There's no extra pennies for this, but you do get the pride of having solved Deciphered. Very, very well played indeed. Let's go and check out our friends in the lobby and see how everybody got on there. Innis is our lobby victor and a sole lobby victor here. So let's go. Innis C getting Deciphered Lobby award medal. There we go. And let's go Deciphered Hot Seat, and let's go. This is all drop down now. I don't have to type anything. It's brilliant. Derek Agony, Deciphered Hot Seat award medal. And of course, I need to give some pennies to Pokenuts. I hadn't decided on a rate for this, so I need to decide one on the fly now. Need to give some author pennies out to Pokenuts, don't I? What do I give out for the pyramid? Because it's probably comparable with that. 10,000, a million. Let me go and check out in the Discord. What do I give out for the pyramid? 69 seems reasonable. No, I've got a fixed rate. It's going to be the same as pyramid because it's a similar number of questions. Here we go. So the pyramid gets an author credit of 50. So and I have to put an A in to give pennies out for this. A 50 Pokenuts award pennies. 50 author credits added for Pokenuts. There we go. I love this new system. It's so much better than the last one. I could give out spontaneous pennies left, right and centre as well, which I'm not going to do just now. So when I press roll credits, it will either crash or it will update all your pennies automatically. So what I might do, in fact, I'm not going to take a screenshot. We'll just see what happens when I press the button. Very well done to all of you. I hope you've had fun with that. We are going to have another game of Deciphered in a minute from Riff Raccoon. The credits are going to roll, but do stay here until after the credits, because when the credits roll, it's updating the system. Very well done, though, to Derek. You are deciphered. Press the button. There we go. So, Dev, if you can just type exclamation mark pennies again, it should have updated it. Oh, did it work? Awesome. So I'm curious as to whether or not that worked. Not updated, right. I know why it hasn't updated. Give me a second, and I'll tell you exactly why. What I'm going to do is stop the build a minute. Dev, 35 pennies this season. Okay. So if I go into Heroku penny data, public JSON data, and look for Dev. Current season, 65. Right, I know why. All I need to do is close that and reopen it. If I reopen the penny system. Okay. Try now. Try now. There we go. So what happens with this build is that in the game, it grabs the JSON file when it's about to write the data. So as I press the credits button, it pulls in the most current data, which is why I've got to do the pennies first. Pulls in the most current data, overwrites it, saves the file. With the app, it loads the JSON when it first loads and then doesn't update it, apart from when I press award medal and award pennies. It doesn't update it until then. So if I'd actually awarded another medal, it would have overwritten the old data. Or the new data from Deciphered. So that means I need to close and reopen the penny system app every single time. Hey baby. I update something from a game. It's good that the game is working, and it. But there's probably an easy way around. I could probably just find a button to press that, or just have it load the data every 5 seconds or something. Dylan, just so you're aware, the camera's on. You don't appear to be wearing any trousers. Yeah, no, but the camera's on. Is my point. Okay, that's fine. Just so you're aware, you're being broadcast to the world. Yeah, and David, that's probably exactly what I'll do. I'll just make a button that just goes reload app or reload data or something. In terms of practicals, that's slightly annoying to have to click an extra button every time I do something, and it's open to user error. But it's certainly not that would be a stopgap. I might just get it to automatically reload every 5 minutes or something, and then there's less margin for error. So, Pog, happy with that, and I'm glad it hasn't crashed, and I'm glad it all just sort of works. So more pennies are going to be up for grabs in this next game of Deciphered, which comes to us courtesy of Riff Raccoon, our great friend Riff, which I've just loaded into the wrong slot. Well, if we could do that, we're going to have Poker's pack again. So, Riff's pack. Note from Sapster, who proofed this, that this one is a little bit more puzzly, a little bit more sort of slightly cryptic, but in a good way. It's a good balanced pack, but it's certainly got a little bit of a puzzle element to it. It's a little bit outside of the ordinary for something like Deciphered, but I'm assured, and having read it myself, I have to agree that it is just as fun. So I do hope that you'll get a kick out of it as well. Get yourself another 10 pennies though here for free. Get your pennies, 10 pennies available now. And we're going to play Riff's Deciphered pack. Roll credits. And we are back with Deciphered, this time coming to us from Riff Raccoon. Now, we all know the drill. I know all this neon on such a hot night is madness, isn't it? I have to get my hanky. Wipe the sweat from my brow because it is unbelievably hot. I really want to take my shirt off, but I won't subject you to that because I'm generous. Right, bonus stopping in 3, 2, 1. 36 players claiming the 10 bonus. It still says claimed a penny. I need to update that because that's wrong. It's 10 pennies now. Hot tub stream soon. We're getting closer to the moving thing. We had an email, or Megs had an email yesterday saying that the thing that we're sure of is imminent. Imminent is always a good word in this situation. So very soon, Zeus, you're going to have to bust out of horny jail, or there will be a hot tub stream just for you. Hot stream in a bathtub, not fussy. Well, I'm hoping for a hot tub stream soon after we've moved and we've actually got a hot tub, but that's a little bit ways down the road, so do stick around. It'll come soon, I'm sure. That didn't sound remotely dodgy. I'm going to move on rapidly. If you want to play Riff's Puzzly Deciphered pack, join the lobby. Remember, exclamation mark exclude if you don't want to be in the hot seat, if you just want to play in the lobby for the pennies, for the wheeze. Something that I need to add at some point. It's not going to happen quickly because I'll need to rewrite the logic for it, but games like The Purge and The Escape Artist, now that you're awarded pennies per question in games like that, I need to come up with a way whereby you can keep answering after the after you've been eliminated. Give a bit more longevity to stuff. Possibly, just to earn pennies. It's something I'm mulling over. Anyway, bit of a puzzly pack here. So join the lobby if you want to play. Exclamation mark exclude if you don't want to be in the hot seat for whatever reason. And we'll lock it up and we'll get on with this because then we've got Google That to play with Psychospace's pack coming up in after this game, which I'm very much looking forward to. So, who's going to take on Deciphered pack number 2? Let's pick our player. Topper, you are in the chair. Topper One Gaming, welcome to Deciphered. It's made 2 packs completing the credits. It was a load. Nice. Actually, only at some point I'm going to need to talk to you about your output. There's something I need to talk to you about. You're not in trouble. It's a good thing. Don't worry before you panic. But it's just reminded me that I need to speak with you about that. Topper, welcome to the game. Not sure if you've played Deciphered before, but I'm hoping you know the drill. Just going to check if that suggestion in the Discord hasn't come from you. It often does. Oh, no, it's... So if there's 2 things that are going to come up in suggestions, one of them is Topper saying the text is too small, and the other one is Dev suggesting that we should have monospaced fonts. And in this case, it's the latter that's come up there. Yeah, it would. Monospaced font would be so much better. But, yeah. I like it. It's always true. It is always true. I can't argue with that. Who am I to argue with that? No, it wasn't to see me after class, I promise you. No, not at all. Not at all, Ernie. It's honestly, please don't worry. It's honestly good stuff. Good stuff that I want to talk to you about. And it's something actually I'm going to speak to you at large about later on. It involves the season finale. But I'll say a bit more about that in a minute. Topper, it's your game. Let's go. Let's pick your cipher and lock it in. That's a much smoother animation than last time. So I need to not focus on the element, and I need to not focus on Unity. Not focused on anything, and that will be fine. Right, Topper, as before, there may or may not be repeats in your code. You've got a burner question if you don't know the answer and want to get rid of it. You can take a toss-up, which will give you 2 answers, one of which will be right, one of which will be wrong. You must still type a full answer. You can take a pit stop for 30 seconds if you want some thinking time. And you can take a ciphered answer, which will give you a nice letter scramble. 3 minutes of question time, 1 minute 30 of logic time. And Lobby, you're all playing along as well. 10 pennies for every question that you get right. Good luck. 3 minutes, question 1. Top of your time starts now. What word links Elgar's Nimrod and a World War II encryption device? Locking in after just 13 seconds. 5 seconds in the lobby. Enigma, you're saying. Enigma. Ba, 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 ba. Terrific piece of music. Nearly typed variation. That I can assure you that would have been wrong too. Is the answer Enigma? Certainly is. Great start there, Topper. Enigma Variations and the Enigma Machine, made famous by the late Sir Alan Turing. I think he was a Sir. Is he knighted? Sir Alan Turing? Feels like he should be if he's not. Enigma's the right answer. Let's go to the logic game. You know the drill, Topper. You're going to go brute force. You're going to take some stabs and dart. 1 minute and 30, and your time starts now. The conventional 1122 opener. It's going to try and eliminate as many as possible, as quickly as possible. Try and figure out which 6 you're looking for and whether there's repeats. Is your cipher 1122? It's a good question, Ohe. I don't actually know. One in the right place, one in the wrong place, and 2 of them not there. It's some information to start with. Maybe not the information you're after, but it is certainly pips in the side. Indeed. 1 minute and 27. Plenty of time on that logic game. Let's go to question 2. Plenty of people getting that first one right. Enigma was the right answer. Lots of 1-pointers up on the board. That's going to be a lot of leaderboard positions if we have that tie come the end of the game. For now, though, let's go to question number 2. Still got all 4 helps there. Exclamation mark followed by the 1, 2, 3, or 4 if you want to use them. Here's question 2, 247. The Rosetta Stone features a decree written in 2 ancient Egyptian scripts. And what other ancient language? Locked in. Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics. Is that an ancient language? Or is it a posh form of hieratic? We're looking for hieroglyphics. Is that the right answer? Unfortunately not. It's Greek we were after. If you'd taken a toss-up there, it would have been Greek or Latin, the options you would have been given, but Greek was the answer we were after. So, no attempt at the logic game, but 2:35 left on the question clock. We go on to question number 3. Quite a few people in the lobby getting that. We're seeing lots of 1s and quite a few 2s now as well. On we go. Question number 3. All 4 helps left. Do use them if you need to. Top of that is what they're there for. 2:35, question number 3. What dance from Maori culture sounds like a word that might describe a computer programmer? What dance from Maori culture sounds like a word that might describe a computer programmer? Proga or hacker? Locking in, taking a toss-up. Going for hacker. Jay, what maybe answering a bit too fast there. Hacker is what we've gone for after using the toss-up. Is that the right answer? Certainly is. Taking up that help, but is getting us another visit to the board. 2:11 left on the question clock, and 3 helps still intact. Let's go to the logic game. Alright, Toppy, you know the drill. 1 minute 27 left, and that time continues now. Continuing the trend, 3344. We're going to get through all the numbers. Is your cipher 3344? It is not, but there is one of those numbers there, but it is in the wrong place. Hopefully that information will be useful, even if not on its own, maybe a little bit later on. Progger was reasonably similar. Back to the question board for now, Topper. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. You can still burn, you can still stop the clock, and you can still take a ciphered answer. Lots of people on 3, the whole top row, plus shapes at this point. Plenty of 2s, a few 1s, a couple of people yet to score. AJ and Sparrow, but we've got loads of questions left. Question number 4. 2 minutes and 11. Here's your question. What word comes next in this sequence? That. Remember, you have got those helps if you need to use them. We're locking in, no helps being used. Maybe remembering who wrote the pack, or maybe just seeing through the sequence. I see some raccoon emojis being used by Lupine. Is the answer raccoon? Certainly is, yes. So we're moving 1 letter on in the alphabet each time, and then obviously looping back to A after we hit Z. Very well played, Topper, and your 3rd attempt at the logic game. Only dropping 1 question so far. 1 minute 24 left on this logic clock, and that time continues now. Caesar cipher, that's the expression I was after. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. It's the X-Files. Do-do-do-do. There may be trouble. Nearly there may be trouble ahead. There may be trouble ahead. Sorry, I'll stop that now. 1, 2, 3, 5. Is that your cipher? Oh, it's not, but it's strong. 2 are in the right place. 1 is in the wrong place, and 1 is not there. It's more Will Ben sing predictions. I need to sing more then, evidently. So, 1, 2, 3, 5 produces 2 reds and 1 white. That is a strong position to be in after just 4 questions and 3 attempts at the logic game. You're in a good position, Topper. Let's go back to the question board. 1 minute and 20 of logic time. Maybe a little low on question time. 1 minute 56, but still more than half as we approach the halfway mark. Still 3 helps available. The burn, the stop the clock, take a pit stop, and the ciphered answer. 1 minute 56 as we go to question 5. Number of people who are on 4 here. Shapes, Oni, Carr, Innes, Derek, Aaron, all on 4. Plenty of 3s as well. Best of luck. Question number 5. 1 minute and 56 remaining. Take a look. What musical term from the Italian for tail also sounds like a word that might describe a computer programmer? What musical term from the Italian for tail also sounds like a word that might describe a computer programmer? We have taken a ciphered answer. Remember, there are some extra letters given in there and some spaces. Can you work it out? Coda. Damn indeed, bot. Coda, you say? Is that the right answer? Yes, indeed it is. Coda, generally being the tail end of a piece of music, is a synonym. Is that the word I'm after? What's the word I'm after? Where a word that sounds like something else but means something different. Homonym? Synonym? No, it's not antonym. I can't think of what the word is, but it's that one. Homophone, that's the one I'm after, homophone. Yes, homophone for Coda, the person who writes computer code. There you go, Topper, giving you a little bit of chance to have a look at the logic game, giving you extra time out of the goodness of my heart. 1 minute and 20 left on your logic game, and that time continues now. No, not banana phone, Dev, that's something very different. Oh, blimey, you're not wasting time. Trying to get as much info as possible, and we're going 1, 2, 6, 3. 1, 2, 6, 3. Really rather steering into that 1, 2 idea. Let's see if it pays off. Is that your cipher? No, we've taken a step backwards here. 1 in the right place, 1 in the wrong place, 2 not there. So, after 5 questions at the halfway point, you've got just over half of your question time left. We've only missed 1 question so far, a maximum of 5 more attempts, and we're looking good. 1:18 of logic time remaining. You have still got 2 helps. You can burn a question, and you can take that all-important pit stop, exclamation mark 1 and exclamation mark 3. I'm going to do the Alan Rickman impression again and cash that in for you here, David, as well, even though I did it on the last question. 1 minute and 31 left. Let's take a look at the lobby. Shapes, Toot, Innes and Derek all on 5 at the moment. Quite a lot of people there still on 4, including Topper in the hot seat. Let's go on. Question number 5. Sorry, question number 6. What is dash 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 dot dash dot 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 dash dot dash dot dot dash 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 dot dot dot? Probably a very sensible question to take a pit stop on. 30 seconds. After the end of the 30 seconds, the time will continue. It will not freeze the question out. It will just carry on from 1:17. So having a little bit of thinking time to try and interpret this. What is dash 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 dot dash dot 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 dash dot dash dot dash 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 dot dot dot? And the clock's back on. And we're locking in. Dot with a question mark. No clue on that one. It's all going so well. I'm afraid that this question is a little bit devious because the answer could have been, the question could have been interpreted in 2 different ways. But it didn't matter because the answer was the same either way. The answer is, in fact, Morse code. It's Morse code for Morse code, which is absolutely wonderful. And yeah, really, really nice little question there. Topper, beside himself, apoplectic with rage there. Yes, it is a question that could have been interpreted in 2 ways, but had the beautiful side effect of having the same answer whichever way you interpreted it. So, not the answer, I'm afraid, on that one. And we go on. 4 questions remaining as we go to question 7. You have still got to burn, so you can have a free question if you're not sure of the answer. Shapes taking the lead now with 6, breaking that deadlock, but the rest of that top row has got 5, and we'll be all too happy to take Shapes' lead off him. Let's go on. Question number 7. 1 minute and 14 remaining on your clock. You need to spell out your answer, not use numbers. With it possible to make a total of 63 unique dot characters, a braille cell consists of how many raised dots? You need to write your answer in words, not in numbers. We're under a minute now of question time. With it possible to make a total of 63 unique dot characters, a braille cell consists of how many raised dots? We're locking in at 46 seconds to go. And we're going 6. Something I haven't pointed out, if either your logic clock or your question clock runs out, I haven't explicitly said this, but if either of those things happen, then it is game over at that point. You're saying 6. Is that the right answer? It's the right answer, and as Ohei is saying, it's a good question. You can either logic it or you can know it. Either way, Topper has gotten to the right answer of 6 and gets another go at the logic game. 1 minute and 18 seconds. You've actually got more logic time than question time now, and that time continues now. So, are we going to have a think? Looks like we are. We're taking up a bit more time here, which is fine. That's what the time is there for. Topper applying some logic to this, such as is befitting for the logic game. We're under a minute now. And we've come to some sort of conclusion. 1452. 1452. With under a minute to go and a maximum of 3 more attempts at this logic puzzle, we're going to be hoping to see the right answer here. Is that the right answer? It's not. There's one in the right place and one in the wrong place as before. Dev, the reason you have to spell it out is because of an idiosyncrasy in this game whereby if you take a ciphered answer, help for that, and it's got a number in it, then it's a free answer. It's entirely possible, in fact, let me just check, it's entirely possible that the numbers would have been accepted as alts, which actually, now that I think about it, is probably a very, very sensible way around that problem. Let me just check the question pack here. No, it wouldn't have been accepted as an alt, which is actually a bit of an oversight, but it was put in the question that you need to spell it out as words. It's become a bit of a convention with Deciphered because, say, if there's a number in the answer, it's always words unless it's given as an alt, because otherwise the ciphered answer basically gives it away. Yeah, if you put an answer in numbers, it won't have condoned it on this occasion, I'm afraid, because it wasn't listed as an alt. No, it's not your fault, Sam. So, I mean, if it was fairly firmly in the question, write it in words. So you can't really get around that. Right, we're not there yet, Topper. We've got 3 more attempts. You've got a burn left. You've got 56 in the logic game. You've got 46 in the question game. Shapes has still got a lead of 7 points and is going to be looking for that Deciphered lobby victory if he can maintain that lead for these last 3 questions, or possibly fewer if Topper can solve the code. You have got a burn left. Remember, if Topper burns, you've got to answer quickly. You don't get any grace time. 46 seconds, question number 8. Good luck, Topper. Here it is. Now it's time for a cryptic crossword style clue. Game show in undue location. 4 letters. $30 seconds now. We're burning it. We're burning it. We can't get there. It's duel is the answer. Game show in undue location. So in, meaning it's a word contained within a phrase. Undue location, as you can see across the gap, has got the word duel. I don't normally do. I'm very much on your same page as you there, Priggs. I don't normally do cryptic. I had the answers on the page, and actually, as soon as I saw the answer, I thought, "Oh, that's such a good clue. Really, really well thought out clue." And if you got that, very, very well done. Top of the time to burn that question and preserve the remaining time at 28 seconds, and we get a repeat of question 8. Still 3 questions to go, but you are now out of helps. Shapes still maintaining the lead with 8 points in the lobby game. 28 seconds, Topper. If that goes, it is game over. Best of luck. Here's your replacement, question 8. The drug cocodamol contains what opiate? $15 seconds. And locking in. Codamol. Codamol. I don't know if that is an opiate. Is that the right answer? You're in the right path. It is something to do with code, but it's codeine. Codeine on that one. Yes, so there has been a bit of a cryptic letters hacking sort of letter cipher thing going on the way through this, which is appropriate for a game like Decipher, but codeine is the answer we're after. Right, you've got plenty of logic time, but you've got to get back there. You've got 15 seconds and potentially 2 more questions to bust through. In the lobby, oh, we're tied up. We're going to be giving out lots of lobby pennies at this rate. Shapes, Lupine, Keshi, Dogfish, and Derek all on 8 points, or 8 questions at the moment. Remember, 10 pennies for every question that you get right. Question number 9, Topper. We're all behind you on this. 15 seconds. Don't spend too much time if you don't know it. Just type anything. Question 10 might be kinder if you don't know. Best of luck. Question 9. Here it is. Cypher was a bit of a naughty boy in what 1999 science fiction movie? 7 seconds. Stopping the clock. Oh no! Ah, a reckless disregard for gravity. I'm assuming is what that's shorthand for. I'm not sure if that's the right answer. Is it R? You liked steak? It was The Matrix, one of the best films ever made. Yes, do go watch The Matrix. Got it too late. When that clock is ticking down like that, Topper, I suppose you've not got much choice. I preferred R2. I liked them. I don't think anyone is a stranger to my opinion on the Matrix sequels. I thought the sequels were weaker than the original, but despite myself, I really liked The Matrix Reloaded. Maybe it's because it's the first 15-rated film I saw at the cinema. Possibly. But I really enjoyed Matrix Reloaded. Revolutions, not so much. So, The Matrix was the answer. So we get the final question, and you've got 7 seconds to find the right answer here, Topper. If you do, you've got one final clutch attempt at your cipher. If you run out of time or get this one wrong, you don't even get that attempt. If you get it right, then you can at least have the attempt and 56 seconds of thinking time. Again, we've got 4 people rather than 5 at the top of the lobby board. Now, Derek, Keshi, Lupine, and Shapes. Good luck. 7 seconds. Here's question 10. Crypto is a superhero dog most commonly associated with which character? Locking in with 2 seconds to spare. And locking in Superman. Goodness me, I've not seen this question clock get quite this low in some time. 2 seconds. Is that the right answer? And on the last question with 2 seconds left, Topper does get one final visit to the logic game. So it all comes down to this, Topper. One final attempt. Piece together the information and solve your cipher. 1122 3344 1235 1263 1452, all incorrect. You have got 56 seconds to get an answer. Use up that time, and Topper, solve the cipher. All the time in the world to think this through. Well, 45 seconds. Is the answer there? Is the answer on the page? 30 seconds. $20 seconds. And we're locking in. And we're locking in 5, 2, 3, 2. If 5232 is your cipher, then you have pulled off the biggest clutch victory that we have seen in a long time. If it's not, then you will remain undeciphered. Good luck, Topper. Is your cipher 5232? It's not. 1 red and 1 white, so once again we remain undeciphered on this occasion. Oh, Topper, bad luck there. You don't get the leaderboard, but you do get the pennies for taking part, and we hope you've had a lovely day. 5232 was not the cipher. The cipher was, in fact, 1531. So not a million miles away. You went the wrong direction there with the 1s and the 2s from the beginning. Decided to go and split the odds on 2 2s. If you'd split the odds on 2 1s, you would have been literally 2 the wrong way around away. You would have been 2 reds and 2 whites at the end there if you'd gone the other way. So that was a coin toss, and then that one could have been a coin toss. So very, very close there, Topper, but just out of time, I'm afraid. Hard luck. Oh! What a shame. What a shame. But hopefully you had fun with the pack all the same. Let's go and check out our friends in the lobby. And we've got 3 players finishing on 10 out of 11. No, don't zoom out. Why are you doing that? Zoom back in, please. Why have you done that? Zoom back in, camera. Thank you. I have no idea why it's just decided to do that. So let's go. We don't give out a deciphered hot seat tonight, sadly, but we can give out a deciphered lobby. And we can give one to, where is he? Derek Agony. There he is, Derek Agony. You're getting a very full medal cabinet very quickly here, Derek. Award medal, deciphered lobby to Derek Agony. And of course one to Keshi Head. Keshi Head, award medal, deciphered lobby. And of course one to the Lupine one, a deciphered lobby medal. There you go. So, medals for our top 3 there. Very, very well played. Shapes, unfortunately, just losing it at the end there, despite having that lead earlier on. Dogfish and Shapes finishing very valiant second on 9. Big Man Aaron, Carr, Colo, Mendez, Toot, Zeus, all on 8 in third. I will add that medals no longer have discrete penny values. They are just for bragging rights and for your own personal medal cabinets and for the leaderboards, but they don't have pennies attached to them. Pennies are now earned just by answering questions. There's a couple of exceptions. Spotlight has got a prize for the Spotlight player at the end, and Millionaire, you now get pennies accordance with how much money you walk away with. And of course there's bonus pennies like that one, or those ones. And of course warm-up pennies, and you get pennies for being amusing, and I can just award pennies at any moment for anything that I like. Pennies from heaven. So I could decide that Derek Agnew was very funny there and give him a penny for reasons. And author credits. And speaking of which, I need to give out an author credit penny to Riff Raccoon after a wonderful, wonderful question. I think I said 50, didn't I? It was 50 pennies for one of these. So let me find Riff Raccoon on my drop-down list. Let's go Riff Raccoon. I'm not going to spell it wrong. Has everyone claimed that penny? Because I'm going to stop it before I award the author credit pennies. I'm pretty sure I didn't say 5,000 actually, Riff, but nice try. Let's stop that bonus right there. 34, grabbing a penny. Award pennies to Riff. 50 pennies going to Riff, and of course the author credits, which are also logged. Thank you very much for a very entertaining pack of Deciphered there, and of course to Psychospace from, not Psychospace, Pokenuts from earlier on, Psychospace, Google that. And of course to both our proofers, Colo and Samstead, thank you very much indeed for all your efforts. So, I'll restart the build when I roll the credits and add your pennies on, and then you'll be able to see your pennies. But don't go away, because right after this very short break, during which time I'm going to grab another glass of wine, or a glass of wine, because that's cider, not wine. Or maybe a Southern Comfort. Southern Comfort and lemonade. Oh, that sounds good, actually. Southern Comfort and lemonade. Is there a cat? I see your request, Prudes. I do see it. I've got a dog home. I don't see a cat. They're probably out moonbathing, but as soon as one appears, I will show you the kitty. I certainly will. So, pennies are going to be added on. Thank you again very much for playing. Bad luck there to Topper, but congratulations to Derek from earlier on and to our lobby players as well. Thank you to our question writers. Stay right there, and I'll see you for Google that in just a couple of minutes. So don't go away, because right after this break, we will be playing Cyclespace's Google That question pack. And believe me, it's a doozy, not one you're going to want to miss. Even if you don't get into our dynamic dozen, worth sticking around and watching the action unfold. Go grab yourselves a drink, go stretch your legs, nip to the loo if you need to, and I'll be back in about 3 minutes' time.
Only half I knew
shit, get slapped quick. Match wits, words slip and cracks like chapstick. Hot spit, look your different packed with content. You never will have, not like an empty convent. This musical bomb, offset your defense. Ain't been another competitor better than we since. Some of you brothers sound like repetitive recess. We release the repressed stress, cause we blessed like
Little misfits from the 50s, innocent and sweet. Lovely ladies from the 80s, give yourself a treat. La, la, la.
Yo, reverse the rhetoric, y'all need a sedative. My style superlative, you're more murderous. You know you heard of this, J5 sickness. Bump it when you lift it, put us on your wish list. We make it hot, synthesis the dot. Period, we serious, boy, you know what we got. Shit, hot heat, these Eric Rico beats, they vibrate the streets, so please press repeat.
Come and meet those dancing feet. La, 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 la. The only avenue I'm taking you to, 42nd Street. Side by side, sex glorified. La, 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 la. Where the whole world meets success and defeat. 42nd Street, hardy, gaudy.
Etiquette, fly nigga etiquette. Dress elegant, but never talking arrogant. We get together with our inner city relatives. With no embarrassment, I'll tell you where the party is. Variety and pedigree, old school melody. Pump what you telling me you feeling it, then let it be.
Oh, a great big noise. What can it mean? It could mean the Buzz Dev has subscribed for 7 months. What motivates you to spell pennies this way? Follow-up question, how long have you a masochist? How long have I been a masochist? You're going to have to give me some more information as to why you consider myself to be a masochist. I don't think I'm a masochist. But what motivated me to spell pennies that way? I think it was Samster's suggestion, because I was after a name for the channel currency, and my cat is called Penny. The studio is called Persephone's Chair. That's the umbrella company under which all the games are made, which is named after the fact the cat, Persephone, who we call Penny, used to sit on my chairs. So, yes, you can blame Samster. But yeah, Penny the cat. Oh, sadist. That's something slightly different. Sparrow Castle there, subscribing for 3 months as well. Thank you for 3 months of support there, Sparrow Castle. Hope you're enjoying the stream. So yeah, this weekend is my brother's stag do. So there won't be a stream on Saturday. It'll be the first Saturday in a long, long time that I haven't streamed. I think Matt is doing some stuff over on his channel, so do go give him a look in if you need your particular quiz itch scratching. In the interim, Ash is here tomorrow on his channel with Secret Fortune. He's also going to be here on Friday. No, he's not going to be here on Friday because he's also going to a wedding. I'm going to a stag do. He's going to a wedding. His cousin's or his brother, I think he might have said his cousin's wedding. But Topper, our former Deciphered player from the last game, is going to be Secret Fortune now with added timer prods. Lovely. Look forward to that. I'll see if we get back from Chessington in time. I'll poke my head around the door and say hello. But Topper's going to be on Ash's channel on Friday at 8 with Elimination and I want to say Strike It Rich. But yeah, the Topper Takeover is happening on Ash's channel on Friday, so do go give that some support. That is going to be on Ash's channel as normal rather than Topper's channel, just to bear that in mind. I'm going to murder all of Ash's viewers or scare them away. It seems like there should be more options than just scaring or murdering away. Or scaring away or murdering. But yeah, so that's on Ash's channel. Matt is doing some stuff on his channel on Saturday in my usual spot on Saturday. So, like I say, do go check him out if you'd like to. In the interim, Quizzy Dan is always good for laughs. I'm not sure if he is doing bingo this week, but he's streaming most evenings this week. So do go give him some love as well. Right, I'm going to give it a few more seconds and then we are going to lock this up and pick our dynamic dozen to come and play Google That. And like I say, this is a real doozy of a pack from Cyclespace, a really very impressive pack, which should be a huge amount of fun. But remember, it is a limited lobby game, so don't join this lobby and then try and exclude. There's no spectator game, there's no lobby game, it's just the 12 players who are picked, but hopefully we'll all have fun with it all the same. Google That is coming back for the season finale. I'm going to say some more about the season finale at the end of the stream rather than now. I've done all the continuity announcements for now and thanked all of my question writers. Like I say, this from the Cyclespace, it was a real pleasure to proofread this earlier on, so you're in for a treat. Let's find out who our 12 are going to be and lock this lobby. All right then, you party animals, as you can see, or might not be able to see, but on that little piece of card in front of me, it does say all the names. It populates there, but we're going to find them out as they get populated onto the podiums. Our 12 players in Google That this evening to take on Cyclespace's pack. They are... Starting off, gliding over all on the back row, it's Natter. Natter Rick, welcome to the game. Lovely to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Natter starting gliding overall. We're going to the middle row, the blue podium. Bilky Asko! Bilky, welcome to the game. Great to see you. Enhance. On we go. Sticking with the middle row on the green podium there. Murphy, welcome on into the game. Murphy Backs, lovely to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. Onwards, onwards, onwards. Where are we going next? To the front row this time, the blue podium. Topper, there you go. Your chance has come. Into the Google That delectable dozen you go. Welcome to the game. Over into Corbin Corner then, it's Maxio. Maxio68, welcome to the game. So we're filling over from the left-hand side and working our way over. Is that going to continue? No, we're going front and centre next on the red podium. It's Innes. Innes C, welcome to the game, Innes. Great to see you. As we reach the halfway point, 6 more players to be picked. Who's next on podium at number 10? Mendez. Welcome on in, Mendez. Great to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Welcome to Google That. In for a ride if you've not played before. pole position then is going to be Digital David. Welcome on in, David. Great to see you. Welcome to the game. 4 more podiums require filling, 2 yellows, a red and a green. Starting with the green on the far right is going to be Pokenuts, our author from earlier on. You can give it out, but can he take it? Here he is for Google That. Welcome, Pokenuts. 3 more podiums to pick. Going for a yellow podium on the middle row. It's Dev. Welcome on in, Dev. Great to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Welcome to the game. Game time indeed. On the back row, on the yellow podium, it's Derek. Looking to add another medal to his new cabinet. Welcome to the game, Derek. And finally, filling up podium number 5, it's Samster. Welcome to all 12 of you. I hope you're ready to play Google That tonight. Indeed, some strong players going on in this game. So, welcome to you all. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're doing well. So these are our 12 contestants playing Google That this evening. So the rounds have been designed to make them almost impossible to Google. Yes, please don't try, because it's against the rules and against the spirit of the game. In this game, you will get pennies equal to the number of points you have at the end of the game. I haven't yet stress tested it to see what happens if you end on negative pennies, which is possible in this game. I think it is going to add on negative pennies. So you could theoretically lose pennies in this game. So, no, it's not a challenge, Dev, unless you want to set your own challenge. You want to say challenge accepted and say, yes, I will get negative pennies to try and break Ben's penny system. As before, if it breaks at the credits, then I'll have to manually add these pennies on after the fact, which will be tedious, but might need to be done. So, yes, exclamation mark followed by a message in public chat if you want your avatar to speak. But otherwise, in this game, everything is whispered to Persephone's Twitch bot. So, without any further ado, let's go to round number 1. Round 1, as ever, is the early bird. You will need to answer the multiple choice question. The question appears in the chat first, whisper A, B, C or D to Persephone's Twitch bot, but only the first 5 correct players will score points. They'll get 10, 8, 6, 4 and 2, kind of similar to Danger Zone if you've played that. No points if you're wrong or if you are too slow, so slower answers will not be rewarded even if you get the right answer. There's your instructions on how to whisper. Hopefully you know how to whisper by now. 5 questions in this round with a maximum of 50 points available if you are first for all 5. As ever, as somebody in the chat said, chat, I think it was David, chat is king. Do whisper to, yes, boo indeed, whisper to Persephone's Twitch bot and keep your eye on the chat, because when the question is in the chat, the question is live, even if you've got a little bit of latency. Boom. So, 15 seconds, A, B, C or D. This is Cycle Space's Google That question pack. Here comes question number 1. The name of a Teletubby is the same as which of the following? A nickname for a Kardashian, an Oscar-winning film, an Italian river, or a seductive facial expression? Everybody getting an answer in? And everyone getting the right answer, apart from Bilky, who's gone in a different direction. Most of us there knowing that the correct answer was an Italian river, and it's Po. Po is the River Po. That's a good bit of trivia. Derek was the first one in, his first 10 points in Google That. Samster was second, getting 8. Natter getting 6. Innes getting 4. Pokenuts getting 2. Hello, hello, hello. A great big noise. What can it mean? Who have we got? Quizzy Dan with a raid of 23. I just said your name, Quizzy Dan. I see you're streaming all this week. Welcome, Raiders. Love to have you here. You've just missed the very first question of Google That, but you are here for the rest of the show if you'd like to stick around. Fun game, this one, and a great question pack from Cycle Space. Welcome to you all. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. Right, we're going to go on to question number 2. Let's reset the podiums. Some points on the board right there, but you've got to be faster if you want. But you just enjoy the colour red. That's fair enough, Bilky. On we go. Question number 2. Take a look at this. The colours of which 2 consecutive letters in the logo of Google can be combined to form orange? LE, OG, GO or OO? Everyone getting an answer in. I'm amazed as many people as that have got it wrong, since the answer is kind of on the screen. It is literally on the screen for you right there. Red and yellow makes orange, and that would make it D, O and O. Well done if you got that. Mendez was fastest there, getting 10 points. Topper getting 8, Samster getting 6, Innes getting another 4, and Poker getting another 2. Maxio was also correct, but not fast enough to get points there, and everyone else giving me a wrong answer. Oops, indeed. Yes, oops all round. Oops, all round. Never mind, let's reset the podiums. Right in front of your nose. In fact, Innes got that right, but it was literally in front of his nose. To be fair, where they are on the podiums, they can't see the logos on front of the steps. They'd have to turn around and look at ones behind them. And maybe that's why David, Natter and Derek got it wrong, because they turn around, there's nothing on the logo there. Should have changed the colours just for this one. If I'd had more foresight and time, actually, I probably would have done that. That would have been really a very, very funny thing to do. On we go. Question number 3. Take a look. The name of which planet of the solar system is an anagram of an American football team in California? The 3rd planet from the sun, the 6th planet from the sun, the 4th planet from the sun, or the 7th planet from the sun? Derek not getting an answer in. Only Samster, Dev and Innes getting the correct answer. Rams is the right answer, Samster. It is Rams, who are based in Los Angeles, I believe. Hello, Mrs. Flush. How are you?
Going to bed.
You going to bed? Pog. Do you want to come say hi to everyone? Camera's down here. Is Mrs. Flush in the house?
Yeah.
So we went rowing last night. We went out on the sea in the kayak and the paddleboard. And Megs was a bit unstable on the paddleboard because there were waves in the sea. We're usually on the canal where there are no waves. And so she said, "Oh, can you take the bag?" Not a waterproof bag, I hasten to add. "Can you take the bag with the phone and the sunscreen and the keys and everything in it in the kayak?"
Didn't have the keys.
Didn't have the keys, okay.
Didn't have the keys.
I said, "Well, I can do, but the kayak is more likely to get wet than the paddleboard." It said, "Yeah, but I might fall over or go in." I said, "All right." So they went in there and broke Mrs. Flush's phone because it got waterlogged. It wasn't funny at the time. It's still not that funny now, to be honest, but it was a nice evening out on the water,
But the
wasn't it?
waterproof bag has arrived now.
But we now have got a waterproof
And
bag.
it's forced me to have to buy a new phone, so, you know.
How long have you had your other phone? What, a year? If that?
3 years.
Have you had it 3 years? Oh, okay, well, maybe it's time for a new phone anyway. Forced, yeah, as if one were needed. Let's take a look at the correct answer. The answer here was Rams, as Samster pointed out, based in Los Angeles, California, which is an anagram of Mars, which is the 4th planet from the sun. Innes was the fastest there. Dev was second, getting his first points of the game, and Samster getting 6 years.
Can you set an alarm for early
I
tomorrow?
will set an alarm for... okay, you've got my attention now. You can stop poking me. I will set an alarm for 7. Is that early enough?
Yeah,
6:30?
that's fine. Make sure to kick me out of bed so I go and take the dog out.
Oh, don't worry, I will do that. Very good at that. Right, there you go. There are your points. Let's reset the podiums. On we go then. Question number 4. 2 more questions in this opening round. Still quite a few people yet to score points. David, Murphy, Bilky and Maxio still wanting for points. As we go on to question number 4, take a look. The symbol for which of these chemical elements cannot be found as consecutive letters or as a single letter in the word snark? A, sodium, B, tin, C, arsenic, D, potassium. Not everybody getting an answer in. 4 people getting the correct answer, so we'll almost get all the points given out. So, sodium is Na, so that's definitely there. Tin is Sn, I believe. Potassium is K. And arsenic is AS, not AR, so the correct answer is C, arsenic. Innes getting another 10 points. Pokenut's getting 8 there. Topper getting 6, and David getting his first points of the game, getting 4. Nobody getting 2 because only 4 got it right. Let's reset the podiums. AR is argon, quite right shapes. Points, yes, points. Points make pennies if you can keep them. On we go. Question number 5, take a look. The surname of the actor who spoke the line, "I have had it with these swear word snakes on this swear word plane," is also the capital of which US state? Minnesota, Missouri, Mississippi, or Michigan? Five people getting the correct answer here. Not everybody quite getting an answer in. So the actor in question who says, "I have had it with these swear word snakes on this swear word plane," is Samuel L. Jackson. And if you've heard the song by Bruno Mars and Mark Ronson, Jackson, Mississippi, Uptown Funk. Jackson, Mississippi, I believe, is the correct answer. Yes, it is. Samson was fastest there, getting 10 points. Bilky, first points of the game, getting 8. Derek getting another 6. Innes getting 4. Maxio, first points of the game, getting 2, which means at the end of the first round, Murphy, the only player yet to score, but we've still got plenty of rounds left to go. Jackson, Mississippi, indeed. That is the end of round 1. Let's reset the podiums and check the scores. Too hot for rapid quizzing. Well, David, you weren't here last summer when we had the first Google That tournament back in season 1 of Game Night. And we played 2 games of Google that a night for about 12 weeks, and I wore a suit for every single one of them because I dressed up like a game show host. Even when the weather was like this, it was hot. It was 1 billion degrees, and I was very, very warm. So at the end of the first round, Innes is in pole position with 32. Samster gliding overall with 30. Then a bit of a gap down to Derek in third place with 16. Topper's got 14. Poker's got 12. Mindez on 10. Bilky on 8. As is Dev. Natter on 6. David on 4. Maxio on 2. Murphy yet to score, but still plenty of rounds to go. Let's go on to round number 2. Sit on top, nothing on the bottom. No, there were trousers on the bottom for most weeks. Occasionally I wore shorts. Anyone want another 10 pennies in the lobby? There you go. So round 2 is bid on the buzzer. Bid on the buzzer. A category will be given, for example, history. When prompted, whisper a bid from 1 to 10 to the bot. This is the number of your points that you're risking on this question. Only the 6 highest bidders will be in play for the question. So, the more confident you are, the more points you've got to bid, but the more points you bid, the more you stand to lose. Again, the category of the question will appear in the chat first. If you're in play, whisper your answer to the bot. What do we have? Google 68. Robbed of Google 69. It'll happen one day. Laws of averages says it must. If you're in play, whisper your answer to the bot. Answer first and correctly, and you get yourself 10 points. If you give me the wrong answer, though, you lose the points that you risked. Also, if nobody buzzes in, then you all lose the points that you risked. And additionally, if a wrong answer is given, players who weren't in play get a Luigi Strat 5-point bonus. So you can still get points even if you're not in play if someone buzzes in and gives the wrong answer. So it's all about how confident you're going to feel based on the categories that are given. So 1 to 10, you can bid anything up to 10, even if that would take you into negative points with the wrong answer. And it's Otley subscribing there for 8 months, 1 month off the Twitch, baby. Thank you very much for the support. It's Otley, and thank you for sticking around for so long. I hope you're having fun with it. On we go then. Category 1, fingers on buzzers. 1 to 10. If you don't get a valid bid in, or you don't get a bid in time, you'll get a default bid of 1. If there is if there is a tie, then we may have more than 6 eligible. Let's find out. First category is music without sound. Okay, we've got Derek bidding 7. That's quite a confident bid there, so Derek would lose 7 points if he buzzes in and gets it wrong. Samsa going 6, Natter going 5, Innes and Dev going 4, Topper and Maxio going 3, which is why we've got 7 people in play. Poker, Mindez, Bilky, David and Murphy, not enough points to get eligible for this question, but if someone buzzes and gets it wrong, then you will get 5 bonus points. If you buzz and get it right, you get 10 points. If you buzz and get it wrong, you lose your stake. Or if no one buzzes, you also lose your stake. Right, I won't explain that again. Here we go. Question number 1. Here it is. Which famous song chorus goes G-A-C-A-E-E-D, G-A-C-A-D-D-C-B-A? G-A-C-A-E-E-D, G-A-C-A-D-D-C-B-A. Someone buzz. This is having a go. Is he falling on his sword? Never gonna give Ogu up. I'm not quite sure what's happened with your spelling there. Is that the right answer? It's got through the spell check. I'm never going to give you up. So Cyclespace asked me to read that with the rhythms, but not with the notes, if I can. G-A-C-A-E-E-D, G-A-C-A-D-D-C-B-A. If you're not familiar with musical notation, that might be a bit trickier, but I did try and give you the rhythms to help out. Never going to give you up by Rick Astley was the right answer, and 10 points to Innes. Let's reset the podiums. No Luigi Strat point for anyone there. Yeah, Rickrolled. Everyone getting Rickrolled. On we go. Category number 2, 1 to 10. On geography without a map. Axio, just in time. 1 anyway. Dev has gone for 8, very confident here. Derry's gone for 10, even more confident. Topper's gone for 6, Natter for 5, Samster for 4, Murphy for 4. Those are our 6 active players. Everybody else, you're inactive. You could get some Luigi Strat points if someone buzzes and gets it wrong. Best of luck. Here is question number 2. Which country is surrounded by Italy, Austria, Hungary, Croatia, and the Adriatic Sea? Derek not wasting any time getting in there. And is saying to me, Slovenia. Slovenia is one of my favourite countries in the world, but is it the right answer? Yes, it is. Very well played. Another 10 points. Slovenia is the right answer. Not much more to say about that question, really, except Derek's got himself 10 points. Very well played. Let's reset the podiums. Adriatic Sea may have been a big clue there. Also, that might be coming up in a question pack I've written in a few weeks' time, so remember this. This picture speaks for itself. Can I chat from Whispers? Guess not. That would be... It would be handy if you could chat from Whispers, but I wanted to draw the distinction between the two. And sometimes the correct answer might start with an exclamation mark, Dev, to your point. What next? Math without numbers. You'll have to wait and see, Rubik's. Let's find out. Category number 3 is... Mathematics without a calculator. You weren't far off, Rubik's. Get your bids in, 1 to 10. A bit more of a split here, just 4 players ineligible for this question, bidding 4-3-3-1. Quite high bids here. Samson's gone 10, as has Dev. Topper's gone for 8 here. Derek going and Mindez going for 6. Bilky, Poconuts and Natter going for 5. That 3-way tie, meaning that we have got 8 people involved in this question. Fingers on buzzers. Everybody 10 points if you're right, minus stake if you're wrong. Question 3 is... What is the remainder of 6969 times 4242 when it is divided by 5? Mindez is buzzing. Saying buzz. You don't have to buzz, you just have to type your answer. But as it's your first time in the game, Mindez, I am going to let you type your answer in public chat. And I'm only going to accept your first answer. I'm going to accept that as an answer because perhaps I didn't make it clear that you don't have to buzz, and it is Mindez's first time in the game, so I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. Nobody spoiled the answer, and Mindez didn't have any considerable extra time to go and check that because they were typing in the chat. Mindez is saying 3, and I'm going to take that as the answer. Is that the right answer? 3 is the right answer for the reasons that Samster is saying there. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I won't do that again, Mindez. It's purely because you're a first-time player. I should probably stop that bonus, actually. 31 players have got a penny. Yeah, so as Samster's pointed out, you only need to take the last number because you're dividing by 5. So 9 times 2 is 18. Divide that by 5 will give you 15, remainder 3 because of how divided by 5 works. So you could ignore the 696 and the 424. Get the answer of 3. I am going to overwrite that and give that as correct and give you 10 points there, Mindez. Yeah, it is a little bit confusing when I say buzzing, but for future reference, you only need to type the answer and it will buzz for you automatically. Right, let's reset the podiums. No Luigi points being given out so far, so the objective seems to be bid high to get into the question. Let's have a look what category number 4 brings. Take a look. Economics without money. Everyone getting a bid in. Top of Maxio and Murphy going 2, David going 1, everyone else eligible here. Quite low bids, relatively speaking, for a few people. Poker, Samster, Derek all going 3. Relatively low bids, so not a lot at stake, so they might even want to try and have a guess and get 10 points. Dev is the one most at risk here. Definitely wanted to get into the question, but he's going to have to be very confident if he wants to answer with 10 at stake here. Bilky and Innes bidding 6, and Natter and Mindez both bidding 5. Economics without money. Question number 4, take a look. Imagine if keeping your car idling 24/7 produced solved Sudokus you could trade for heroin. This is an analogy from a Twitter post about what, Derek? Bitcoin. I tripped over the words in that question. You got there before I'd even finished reading it. Is that the answer? Bitcoins is the answer. Would also have accepted cryptocurrency. Very well done. I'll just bring you a factoid up about this because this is quite... also it's a cryptocurrency. Oh, there's just a link there, so no factoid on this. But yes, cryptocurrency, Bitcoins is the right answer. Very well played. 10 points. Let's reset the podiums. One more question in this round. Category number 5. Take a look. Art without visuals. Preach, Lupine. Everyone getting a bid in. Art without visuals. And again, we've got more than 6 eligible here. Poconuts, Maxio both going 2, Topper going 1, David going 3, but not quite enough to get in. Mindez, Derek and Murphy all going 4, so lowish confidence, but still getting into the question. Bilky and Nat are going 5, Samson getting 7, Innes getting 8, and again Dev guaranteeing entrance to the question by bidding at 10. Question number 5 then, art without visuals. Have a look at this. My friend described the 1937 painting as faintly beige, cartoony ghosts missing body parts contort themselves. Who painted it? Ines is in, again before I finish reading the question, and is saying Munch. Edvard Munch. Maybe you're thinking of The Scream here. Is that the right answer? It's not, it's Picasso. Now, this is the one question that I changed from the original, because originally it was what was the name of the painting. I decided to soften it slightly because I thought I couldn't name a single Picasso painting even with that description. The painting in question is Guernica. Guernica. And if you want to see Guernica, Scream is 1890s. Guernica you can find there. By Picasso. 1937 was a big clue, and you will see that is one of Cycle Space's friends. This is Cycle Space talking here. Faintly beige, cartoony ghosts missing body parts contort themselves. I think that's a fairly apt description and not something you're likely to find on Google. But unfortunately, Munch is not the right answer in it, so you're going to lose your stake, and you're going to give 5 free points to Maxio, David, Pokonut, and Topper. Losing 8 points yourself, taking you down to 34. That evens things up a little bit. Very strange painting, Natu. It certainly is. It's called Guernica, and it's by Pablo Picasso. And that is the end of round 2. Luigi strap for the win. Quite right, that Luigi strap paying off. Well, Innes falling on his sword somewhat there at the end, although did get quite a fast answer in. Derek now in the lead, pole position with 36. Innes now gliding overall with 34. Samson's in third with 30. Mendez has got 20, Topper 19, Pokonut 17, and David 9. Bilky and Dev both on 8, Maxio 7, Natter on 6. Murphy yet to score, but we've still got 3 rounds to go, and all of that could change as we go to round number 3. Comfortably my favourite round of the game. Round 3 is Taboo. If you'd like 10 pennies while I explain the rules, claim them now. So, round 3 is Taboo. You need to name something that fits with a given category, for example, capital cities in Asia. Whisper one answer only to Persephone's Twitch bot. You score 10 points for giving a unique correct answer. Answers given by 2, 3, 4, 5 or more players score 6, 4, 2 and 0 points respectively. So the more obscure and correct your answer is, the more points you are likely to get. But remember, this can backfire, as we've seen really, really obvious answers not being played in the past because people are looking for the more obscure answers. So it depends how far down that road you want to go. So yes, if your answer is shared by more people, you get fewer points. 5 questions in the round, again a maximum of 50 points available. Quick bonus that time because I left it on too long last time. Right, so Taboo. Whisper your answer to Persephone's Twitch bot. No bidding, but you are looking for unique correct answers. Best of luck. Question number 1, take a look at this. Name a non-percussion, non-choral instrument that is used in Beethoven's Symphony No. 9. Everyone getting an answer in. There's nothing particularly special about Beethoven's Symphony No. 9. It is a choral symphony, so there's a choir there. Yeah, never Tchaikovsky. The reason is because actually we decided it was too hard, or Psychospace decided it was too hard to nail down a definition of an orchestra, which is quite right, because a classical orchestra, a romantic orchestra, a film orchestra are all or a Baroque orchestra, all very, very different. So picking a particular piece was a very sensible thing to do. So it's a fairly standard late classical / early romantic orchestra. Everyone got an answer in. Let's see what you said. Viola, French horn, trombone, oboe, trombone, viola, flute, bassoon, French horn, flute, violin, and harp. Let's go to the question controllers. There we are. And take a look at round number 3. And the computer can tell me immediately who is wrong from the offset. Only one player is wrong from the offset, and that sadly is Murphy Bax. There is no harp in Beethoven's Symphony No. 9. A little bit late. A little bit early for a harp, a little bit, yeah, too early for a harp. There were no harps in Beethoven. I'm afraid that's no points. Everybody else, that is a correct answer, but let's see how many other people said it. So let's start with viola up there at the top, the butt of all jokes. What's the difference between a viola and a cello? Cello takes longer to burn. Boom, boom. Viola. Derek saying viola on podium 0. No viola, no viola, no viola, no viola. Viola there on 5 from Poconuts. No viola, no viola, no viola, no viola. And violin is something different. 2 people saying viola, that is a correct answer. Shared 2 ways, 6 points each. French horn and horn are going to be counted as the same answer, though it looks like no one has gone for horn. Innes going for French horn, trombone, oboe, trombone, flute, bassoon. French horn there from Buzzer Dev as well. Again, shared 2 ways, 6 points each. 2 trombonists as well. Samsa going for trombone on podium 2 and Topper on podium 4. Both going for trombone, shared 2 ways, 6 points each. 2 flautists as well. David and Maxio on podium number 6 and podium number 9. Both correct. Hey, 6-9. Nice. 6 points each. Violin, oboe and bassoon are all correct and beautifully all unique as well. Podium 3, podium 7, podium 10. Mendez and Bilky and Natter, very well played, 10 points each. Lovely stuff. Balancing things out. Innes greater than Ash will remember this. She's a disappointed trumpeter right now. That's what we say. Sometimes the obvious answer say violin. Obvious answer is certainly the most abundant instrument in any orchestra. Only one person said it, and good for Natter. He's got himself 10 points. What would I have said there? To be fair, I would probably have said viola, in all honesty. Maybe double bass or cello, and no one else said those, but I probably would have gone for viola, going for the obscure answer. That's the thing about this game. You go for the obscure answer. If everyone else is going for the obscure answer as well, can sometimes backfire. Let's reset the podiums, and I'll stop whittering on as we go to question. You had French ordered by going obscure. Exactly, you got to think obscure, but then not obscure. Maybe this one, we should go for the obvious one, and it'll balance out. Let's find out. Question number 2. Name a Pixar film that is not and does not have a sequel or prequel. Not quite pointless, yes, David. Maxio, David, and Murphy not managing to get an answer in here. That is not and does not have a sequel or a prequel. Is not and does not have a sequel or a prequel. I added the word prequel because Monsters University is a prequel and we wanted to discount that answer. So Monsters Inc. Monsters University would be wrong. Let's take a look at what you have said. A Bug's Life, The Good Dinosaur, The Good Dinosaur, Up, Coco, Up, A Bug's Life, Bow, and Up. Computer's telling me 6, 8, 9, and 11 are wrong. 6, 9, 11, no answer. Bow. I'm not sure what you were going for, Dev, but it is not an answer that I've got here on my list. May have been a typo, but unfortunately I can't see that it could plausibly... it's a short. It's a short. Now I've got a problem. Yeah, it's a short film, not a full Pixar film. Massive typo for Brave. I'm aware of things. I'm going to ignore the chat. Stop giving me suggestions in chat and put my hand over the chat because I'm thinking about this. I haven't got Cyberspace here, so I can't vet this. The question does not specifically say feature-length film. It says Pixar film. Dev making things of Gary. Every time we play, every game of Google that we play, there's always one of these in round 3. Type in it's Bow film 2019 American computer animated short film written and directed and from the Pixar Animation Studios. The question does not specifically say feature length, and on those grounds I'm going to allow Bow as it is a Pixar film that does not have a sequel or a prequel. I'm not going to deny Dev those points on the grounds that the question didn't appear on my answers because the answers were incomplete because it didn't say short film. So everyone who didn't get an answer, no points. Make the noise again anyway. Right. And just because of that, Dev, because I've spent so much time there, I'm going to give you your 10 points now. There you go. Well done, because you're the only one who said it. Up, 5 and 10. Second Rick Astley reference here tonight. Never going to give him. He's never going to give you up. 3 people saying up. Mendez saying it as well. We're going to have to 4. Natter, Poker, and Mendez all saying up. Shared 3 ways, 4 points each. Pog. 2 people saying A Bug's Life. Podium 0, podium 7. Shared 2 ways, 6 points each. And 2 people saying The Good Dinosaur. Podium 1 and 2. Shared 2 ways, 6 points each. And just the one person topper saying Coco, the most recent. No, not the most recent. It's a little bit older than that. Luca apparently is the most recent. Very well done, topper, 10 points. Answers you could have had. I'm aware I didn't do this on the last one. In order of release: A Bug's Life, Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, Brave, Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, Coco, Onward, Soul, and Lucas. Soul is probably the one I would have said because it's the most recent Pixar film I've seen. And Bow and all the shorts, which I don't have listed here. But yeah, in the Beethoven question, incidentally, if you want the answers for that, you could have had piccolo, flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoon, contrabassoon, horn or French horn, trumpet, trombone, violin, viola, cello, double bass. I need to get into the habit of doing that. Right, this round always takes a little while to mark, but hopefully we have some fun along the way. Let's reset the podiums. This is where the scores can all go very, very changeable. Let's go on to question number 3. Name a geological period in the Phanerozoic, i.e. the current, eon. Say something if you don't know. Might as well say something if you don't know. Mendez, Bilky and Maxo not getting an answer in. Let's take a look at what you said. Devonian, Tertiary, Triassic, Jurassic, nope, Jurassic, Anthropomorphic, Triassic, and Age. Computer's telling me 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 11 are wrong. Tertiary, no. Triassic, but not Tertiary. 3, no answer. 5, nope, that's not the right answer. 7, no answer given. 8, 9, and 11. 8, Anthropomorphic, good a guess as any. Maxio, no answer, and Age, incorrect. I'm afraid no points to you. Slightly trickier question, but yes, everyone else has given me a correct answer, and by and large, unique. Let me just have a look at... How do I focus on a podium? How do I focus on a podium? I can't even remember how to do it. It's not been so long since I've done it. I'm just going to look on the scene view so I can see closely. We've got a Triassic from Samster, a Jurassic from David, and a Triassic from Natter, and a Jurassic from Topper. So that's 2 Triassics and 2 Jurassics, and then something completely different. So podium 2, podium 4, podium 6, and podium 10 are all shared 2 ways each, 6 points. And Devonian is a correct unique answer worth 10 points. There we go, that was fast. And throw something in there. You've got Quaternary, Neogene, Paleogene, Cretaceous, Jurassic, Triassic, Permian, Carboniferous, Devonian, Silurian, like the Doctor Who villain, Ordovician, and Cambrian, which is the current geological era. Those were the options that you could have had. Well done if you gave me one of those. Let's reset the podiums. On we go then. Question number 4. Fingers on buzzers. Here's your question. Name a weight class in men's boxing at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. Derek, just out of time. Not getting an answer in on that one. Answers were... light flyweight, flyweight, featherweight, middleweight, featherweight, featherweight, flyweight, heavyweight, featherweight, welterweight, and featherweight. Computer is telling me that only 0 and 1 are incorrect. Derek, who didn't get an answer, and Innes, who said light flyweight. Light flyweight is not an answer, Innes. The Olympic Games are the categories in the Olympic Games are significantly less than in the professional world of boxing. So unfortunately, light flyweight is not a valid answer, and that first answer would have been 10-2. Bad luck. That means no points, I'm afraid. Everything else is a correct answer, but how many people said them? Let's go through the flies first of all. Flyweight, Samster, flyweight, and Bilky, flyweight, and that's it. Just 2 people saying flyweight. Very well played. 6 points each. Pog. Featherweight on 3. Featherweight on 5, featherweight on 6, featherweight on 9, and featherweight on 11. Oh, dear me, that's 5 ways. So that would be for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4. Split 5 ways. I'm very sorry. Featherweight has been split the pack. We don't see that every day, but we have seen it tonight. No points for featherweight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boo. Middleweight, welterweight, and heavyweight are all correct and all unique as it happens. So podium 4, podium 8, and podium 10, very nicely done. That is going to be 10 points each. Answers you could have had in order of weight class: flyweight, featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, heavyweight, and super heavyweight. They are the only classes at the Olympic boxing. There are quite a lot more in professional boxing. Let's reset the podiums. Scores all looking very, very interesting at this point as we go to the last question in Taboo. Take a look at question 5. Name a capital city in Asia with 4 or 5 letters. Four people not getting an answer in there, 8 people managing to do so. Let's have a look and see what they said. Mali, Seoul, Tokyo, 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 Seoul, Tokyo, and Seoul were the answers given. So yeah, it's always the example capital cities in Asia. It never has been until now, but with 4 or 5 letters. Computers tell me 0, 1, 6, 7, and 11 are wrong. 0 is wrong. 1 is wrong. I will go and check that in a minute because I'm not familiar with myself. 6, 7, and 11. Didn't get a correct answer in. Mali. Oh, I see you've put the accent on it. I have got it down here, but without an accent. Let me just check that. Mali, capital. Yeah, capital of the Maldives in the Indian Ocean. Whether there's an accent on it or not, I'm not quite sure. But for some reason, with the accent, it hasn't accepted it. But Innes, that is absolutely right. So very well played. And yeah, no points for everyone else. So now, Mali, or the capital of the Maldives, however you pronounce it, is a correct, unique answer. So I'm going to come right back to you there, Innes, and give you 10 points for that. Tokyo, 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 Tokyo. 4 people saying Tokyo. 3, 4, 5, and 9. Just about sneaking in some points there. Split 4 ways at 2 points each. And 3 people saying Seoul, capital of South Korea. 2, 8, and 10 said 3 ways. That's 4 points each. Well played. Answers you could have there: Amman, Baku, Dakar, or Dhaka, Dili, Doha, Hanoi, Kabul, Mali, or Male, or Mali, not sure the pronunciation, Sana'a, Seoul, and Tokyo, as quite a few of you got. So, very well played. Big changes to the scores. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores at the end of round 3. So at the end of round 3, Derek is still gliding overall, but on default positions as he is now tying up with Samster, who is also on 58 and in pole position. Innes moves to 3rd with 56, Topper with 53, Nat has got 40, Dev climbing up to 38, Mendez 36, Bilky on 30, Poconuts 29, David 21, Maxio 15, Murphy still yet to score, but still a couple more rounds to go. Let's go on to round number 4. Round 4 is the blind auction. How many questions from 1 to 10 can you answer on a pair of given categories? When prompted, whisper a bid from 1 to 10 to the bot. You'll get 10 increasingly difficult questions worth 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. points, adding up to a perfect 100 for the 10 questions in the round. Don't answer if you don't want to try the current question, because tactically you can choose to wait for more valuable questions later on. This round was sort of the crux for the escape artist, by the way, have 10 pennies. Sort of the crux for the escape artist. If you played that, it's kind of similar in that respect. Once you achieve your bid, you bank your points and are frozen out of the round. You cannot answer any more questions, but your points are safe. Failing to meet your bid by the end of the round loses all points from this round. But beware, a wrong answer will increase your bid by 1. So it doesn't immediately throw you out, but if you've got a bid of 2 and get one wrong, you've now got to get 3, as well as getting the question wrong. So too many incorrect answers may make it impossible for you to bank your points. So bear that in mind if it gets to a point where there aren't enough questions left for you to bank the questions that you have staked. You will not get anything for the round. With 10 questions in the round, there's a maximum of 100 points available. The questions do get harder, and they're all on 2 categories. So how many points do you want to stake? How many questions do you think you can answer on these 2 categories? Bear in mind, the more you bid, the less margin for error there is. Let's find out. Bids from 1 to 10. If you don't get a bid in, you'll get a default bid of 1. The categories are fair and square. Get your bids in. There we go. Everyone has bid. Woohoo, we've got some brave players here. Let's stop that bonus penny right there. Derek has bid 7. We haven't seen anything quite like this for some time. That is a very, very high bid at 7 questions, but Could be done, and could be worth a lot of points if he does so. Samps has gone 5, Innes has gone 5, Topper's gone 3, Nat has gone 5, Dev has gone 6, Mindez going for 4, Bilky for 4, Pokenuts for 3, David for 4, Maxio for 1, and Murphy for 5. So remember, if it becomes impossible for you to bank your points, then you're thrown out of the game. Question 1 is worth 1 point if you can bank it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in danger, says Dev. 10 questions remaining. Good luck. Here is question number 1. Complete the comments saying, all is fair in love and what? And you don't have to play. Topper, Bilky and Maxio sitting this one out. I think it's a bit easy. They're going to wait for some more valuable questions later on. The correct answer is war. All is fair in love and war. I'd be very tempted to penalise you for not reading the question thoroughly there, Dev, but I'm not going to beat that. You're going to regret abstaining. That's often the thing in this game, the hubris and the abstaining. I can see what you mean, Dev. I'm going to allow that and take that pip off you. Feeling generous today. All's fair in love and Google that. Yes, indeed so. We'll find out if Topper's going to regret abstaining. Still only needs to get 3, but everyone who attempted that getting that one right. Let's reset the podiums. 3 points for this one. If you give me a correct answer, 9 questions remaining. Take a look. A square has how many equal sides? Dev and Murphy both taking this one. Mindez, Maxio. Maxio waiting for more questions later on. Mindez sitting this one out as well with 3 to go. 3 points available for this correct answer is 4. Oh, apparently that wasn't an alt. Oh no, because I can't have alts in this round for reasons that escape me because I'm a terrible programmer. 4 is, believe it or not, the right answer, so let me just condone those very quickly. And Bilky, podium 7, tick 4. Nice, there we go. Yes, 4. The square has 4 equals, so that's nothing more to say about that. Let's reset the podiums. So, Poker and Maxio just 1 away now. Topper's 2 away. Quite a few people 3 away, and everyone at least is onto a single row of pips. Question number 3 worth 5 points if you can bank it. 8 questions remaining. Here's question 3. Act 1, Scene 1 of which Shakespearean play has the line fair is foul and foul is fair? Innes is in, Murphy's in. Anyone else going to try it? Dev, just at the last second there. Only 3 players attempting this one. I thought more people might go for this one. Correct answer is Macbeth. Yes, the tragedy of Macbeth. Hamlet, the wrong answer. Loveslave lost the wrong answer. Innes, the only player to get the correct answer here. Macbeth. Fair is foul and foul is fair. When shall we 3 meet again in thunder, lightning, or in rain? And all that jazz. Yes, Scottish play is the correct answer. I'm afraid, Dev and Murphy, you're going to earn yourself an extra pip, making it that much harder to escape. Let's reset the podiums. So, Dev now back up to 5. Murphy back up to 4. Yeah, you get that pip back, so now you've got it 5 from 7, Dev. So you can't afford, you can afford 1 more wrong answer. Likewise, Derek, who's also still on 5, you can afford 1 wrong answer or 2 abstentions out of the remaining 7 questions. Good luck. On we go. Yes, intentionally answering incorrectly is perfectly allowed, Maxio. That is a very valid strategy. If you want to throw the question to earn yourself an extra pip, if you think you're going to be getting out too early, you can earn yourself an extra pip. That is perfectly a valid strategy, but a dangerous strategy. High risk, but can be high reward. Question number 4 worth 7 points. Take a look. Marine biology teacher Stephen Hillenberg created which long-running animated television series? Fair and square in this round. Do we remember what the categories were? The correct answer is SpongeBob SquarePants. SpoogBob. Yeah, I can see what you mean by that. Let's condone these SpongeBobs. That's right. And Arthur is wrong. South Park is wrong. But SpoogBob, yeah, go on. You're not really playing against the clock. You've got to get in within 15 seconds. There's no advantage to being faster than another player. So SpoogBob, SpongeBob SquarePants is the right answer. If you'd written SpoogBob SquarePants, that would have gotten through. So I think that's fine. Yeah, gross. Gross indeed. Yeah, unfortunately, Bilky and David, you're going to grab yourselves an extra pip. Let's reset the podiums. Bilky back up to 4, David back up to 3, Pokenuts, Maxio, Topper and Innes all just 1 question away. Handful of people 2 away. Natter, Samster, both 2 away. Derek, Bilky and Dev all still on 4 from 6. Question number 5 is worth 9 points with 6 questions remaining. Take a look. French for allow to do? Which economic policy of minimal government interference had strong support from British economist Adam Smith? Governmental interference, sorry. Let's read the question. This is the first question I struggled on. 5 players attempting it. The correct answer is laissez-faire. Laissez-faire is the correct answer. Very well done if you got that. In fact, all the players who attempted it did, and Innes becomes the first player to bank out 25 points. Very well done, Innes. No more questions for you this round, but 5 out of 10. Did you answer all 5? I can't remember, but you've certainly got 25 points, and they're safe, and you're up to 81. Nicely done. Let's reset the podiums. A reminder for our hot seat players that all of the points you get tonight will be converted directly into pennies, something you might want to bear in mind when we go into round 5. Depends what you want more, the medal or the pennies. Oh, that's going to make a very interesting dynamic to this game. On we go. Question number 6. This is worth 11 points. There are 5 questions remaining. Take a look. Be There or Be Square is on the poster of the dance event Enchantment Under the Sea in which 1985 film? And yes, David, I did notice your typo. I didn't want to draw attention to it. Got through the spell checker and the sentiment was right. But it didn't go unnoticed by me. 6 players attempted this. Murphy, David, Poker, Natter, Samster and Derek all trying this one out. Topper abstaining. Poker's going to be hoping to bank on this question. The answer is Back to the Future. Oh, Poker's gone the wrong way. He's gone for the Little Mermaid. He's going to get an extra pip, taking him back up to 2. And Murphy's going to get an extra pip as well, taking him up to 4. That means Murphy is going to need all 4 of the remaining questions in this round in order to bank. David, Natter, Samster now down to 1, joining Topper at 1. Let's reset the podiums. So, Murphy, you need all 4, or it's no points this round. Poker now needs 2. Bilky, Buzzer, Dev and Mendez all need 3. Derek still needing 2. Samson, Topper, Natter, David and Maxio just needing 1 to bank those points and get safe. Question number 7. This is 13 points. We could see some really big points here if we can get the answers. 4 questions to go. Here's question number 7. American magazines Vanity Fair, Vogue and GQ are published by which mass media company? 13 points. Tricky question. I would have left this one out definitely and hoped for better luck on the future questions. But Natra and Maxio are attempting it. Bilky's attempting it. Worth pointing out that Bilky could have afforded an abstention but cannot afford a wrong answer. Murphy cannot afford either a wrong answer or an abstention on this question. Samster, David, Topper sitting tight for future questions. Topper's regretting his decision to abstain earlier on. The correct answer here is Condé Nast. And well done, Bilky, getting the correct answer. Natter's gone for Squaresoft, not the right answer. Maxo, CBS, Murphy, IDK. Well, you had to go for something. Unfortunately, Murphy, you're frozen out. You're not going to get any points for the round. Natter and Maxo, you're going to get 1 more pip. Let's reset the podiums. So, all change again. Derek, Natter, Maxio, Poker and Bilky all needing 2 from 3. You can afford an abstention, but not an incorrect answer. Dev, Mendez, you need 3 from 3. You cannot afford an abstention or a wrong answer. Samster, David, Topper, any of these next 3. Or you could afford a wrong answer on this question and still get safe. Best of luck. Question 8 is worth 15 points. 3 questions remaining. Take a look. Translated into English, the National Museum and the Royal Concert Building in the Museum Square are located in which European city? Mendez and Dev, the 2 who are obligated to try if they wanted to salvage any points, have had a go. Natter has also had a go. If Natter is wrong here, then he gets no points for the round. The correct answer is it's in Amsterdam. Madrid, Moscow and Paris are all incorrect, I'm afraid. Yes, the Royal Concertgebouw is the name of the Royal Concert Building in the Museum Square in Amsterdam. Oh, bad luck, bad luck. I'm afraid, Natter, Dev and Mendez, it's not going to be any points for the round. Let's reset the podiums. So, Innes, the only player to manage to bank points so far with 2 questions to go. Question 9 is worth 17 points. There are 2 left. They do get harder. And these ones have got harder rather quickly. But Derek and Bilky and Poker and Maxio, you need both of these questions. Samster, Topper and David. Either of them, but you can't afford a wrong answer now. You can abstain and wait for question 10. Good luck. Question 9 for 17 points. Here it is. Which type of molecules are named after the designer of the biosphere, which opened during the 1967 World's Fair in Montreal? And no answer offered from Maxio, so Maxio, or Bilky for that matter. So Maxio and Bilky will be out at the end of this round. If Derek and Poker are wrong, or even Samson for that matter, then they will get no points for this round either. The correct answer is Fullerenes. Now, I have got a note here, actually, to accept an answer from Cycle Space, when I read the notes earlier on, that I could also accept buckyballs. The World's Fair in Montreal is better known as Expo 67. The biosphere was designed by the architect R. Buckminster Fuller, who is famous for his designs of geodesic domes. The first fullerene is composed of 60 carbon atoms and is shaped like a football, but it does specifically say that I can allow buckyballs. Well played, Derek. You've saved yourself for now, but you've still got to get the next one right. So, it does mean Samster and Poker, as well as Maxio and Bilky, no points for the round. Let's reset the podiums. Cool, that's a great sea of red. Only Innes has managed to get safe. It all comes down to this final question. Derek, Topper, and David. You must get this question right. And I will say that this question has got a range attached to it. You get a range, okay? Just so you're aware. And also, just to give you a bit of warning, it's going to be a numerical question. And you can type it as numbers. Good luck. Question number 10 worth 19 points. Here it is. To within 2%, the largest circle that can be drawn inside a square occupies what percentage of the square's area? Topper's in. David's in. Derek's out of time. Derek's not going to get any points for the round. Bad luck. 7. It is a risky gambit in this round, but Derek's first time playing, and now he knows why. Topper and David did get an answer in. Out of idle curiosity, Derek, what would you have said? Hey, it's question 10, Dev. It's supposed to be hard. What would you have said, Derek, out of idle curiosity? I'm not going to condone it. I can't condone it if you didn't get an answer in, sadly, but I'm just curious as to what you're going to say. You're going to say 74. Well, the correct answer is 78.5. So you wouldn't have got any points anyway, just out of time. Topper actually the closest they're going for 67, 78.5. I can give you a breakdown of this. If I can find the right thing. So it says, accept answers from 76.5 to 80.5. Integer answers are 77 to 80. Assuming that a square has side lengths 1, it has area 1. The largest circle that can be drawn inside has radius 1 over 2, which has area pi, which is 1 over 2 squared, which is roughly 0.7854. So there was a relatively straightforward mathematical way of getting there, but unfortunately, Derek and Topper and David, it's no points for this round. The only player banking out points from round 4 is Innes. 25 points banked out, taken up to 81. That is the end of the round. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores. That's the end of round 4. Innes is gliding overall with 81 thanks to that well-played round 4. Getting out maybe a little bit early, but it has paid off for him. Derek and Samster are tied in second with 58. Topper with 53. Natter with 40. Dev with 38. Mendez on 36. Bilky with 30. Poconuts 29. David 21. Maxo 15. Murphy yet to score. We have got one more round. There are potentially a lot of points available here, and now you're going to have to decide what's more important to you. Do you want the medals or do you want the pennies? Let's go to round 5. Round 5 is the big finish. A category for the big finish question will be given, for example, art. When prompted, whisper a bid to Persephone's Twitch bot. Bid any amount of points from 10 up to your current score. When the question appears, whisper your answer to the bot. Correct answers win points equal to your bid. Wrong answers lose points equal to your bid. To your bid. One question in the round. Theoretically, a maximum of 250 points available. This round is basically Final Jeopardy, which if you play Jeopardy, I'm sure you'll be well versed on. 250 points is the theoretical maximum in this game tonight. The theoretical maximum is 162, which is what Innes could earn for a right answer. Couple of things. First of all, take a little minute to look at the scores around you and decide what you're going to bid, because of course you might want to think, well, if I put it all in, then I could get to the top, maybe, or close to the top, depending if other people get it wrong. But you've got to weigh up whether or not you want pennies, because remember, what's Jeopardy? I've no idea, Dev. Some bloke from the north part of North America makes a version in Ash's server, which I've heard is quite good. Yeah, you've got to decide, because these points are going to translate to pennies. So you need to decide, do you want to try and keep your pennies, as many pennies as you can, or do you want to try and keep those pennies and go for one of the medal positions? I think adding the pennies, points equals pennies in this game, is going to make a really interesting dynamic for this final round. It depends whether people want the medals more or the pennies more. Very, very interesting. Speaking of pennies, have a bonus penny. Or bonus 10 pennies. The other thing I'm going to say is that this clue, this final clue, is a bit of a cryptic clue. And I know that will influence people's bidding one way or another as to whether your mind is a cryptically working mind or not. It is a cryptic clue, but it is a fair cryptic clue. As I did last time, I'm going to change the time state of the game to 0.5. What that means is that you will get double the amount of time you would normally get, which is 15 seconds, doubled to 30. It means the music will stop 15 seconds before the end, because the music is timed to go with the 15 seconds. But just to give you some thinking time, I'm going to give you double the amount of time. But I'm going to give you the same amount of time on the category to think about. So, anything from 10 is the low bid. Anything outside of that range won't be processed. If you don't bid, you will end up with a bid of 10. So, Murphy, if you get this one wrong, you might be testing out what happens if you get negative pennies in this game. It might be you get some pennies taken away from you. We'll see. So, good luck. With the Big Finish category, anything from 10 up to your current score. Hopefully you've had some time to think there. The category is... Boy, I Love Literature. There did get a bid, and only Murphy abstaining from bidding there because obviously won't be able to, what with his score being 0, will get a default bid of 10. So this is my temporary fix for how to do this until such a time as I program it properly. Put the timescale down to 0.5, which means that speech bubble will disappear a little bit more slowly. Thankfully, the webcam stays at the same speed, as does the sound. You've got 30 seconds. Boy, I Love Literature. The Big Finish question. Derek saying double or nothing. Do we believe him? That is the question. Good luck. Here it is. Wrote Ode, Return, Dion, Stepping Westward, Ode, repeat, The Horse. Clock's on. Here come some answers. Mendez, Maxio and David not getting an answer in time. Having 30 seconds there to think that through is a much better policy. Let's stop the bonus right there. The slow tick. So, Boy, I Love Literature spells out, if you take the initials, B-I-L-L. Bill. Wrote Ode, Return, Dion, Stepping Westward, Ode, repeat, The Horse. If you take the first letter of each, you get Wordsworth. And all of these poems, Ode, Return, Dion, Stepping Westward, Ode, The Horse, are all poems by William Wordsworth. The answer was there in initials, Bill Wordsworth. For a game called Google that seems oddly Googleable. Possibly. Try copy pasting the question into Google and see what comes up. The answer was there the whole time, and it was Wordsworth. So, did you get it? Is the question. And if you didn't, how many points did you wager? For gold, silver, and bronze, and for points equals pennies, let's have a look. Murphy. Road. Not the right answer. We're after Wordsworth. Hello, sincerely, Jay. Just joined last game night. I'm afraid so. We started very late actually because my internet died. But welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well. And yeah, lovely to see you. Not the right answer. Murphy finishes on minus 10 points. Is going to have minus 10 pennies. Something I should have said earlier on. Come join the Discord if you haven't done so already. Always lovely to see you there. Maxio. Don't think Maxio got an answer in. Didn't. What did they bid? 10, finishing on 5. Still getting 5 pennies there, Maxio. Thank you very much for playing. David, on 21, did you get an answer in? Did not. How many points are you going to lose? 11, taking away 10 pennies from the evening. Thank you very much for playing. Poker, started on 29. Did you get the answer? All the words. You're very close. Very, very close, but unfortunately not the right answer. And you're going to lose 12 points on 17 at the moment. Coming on to Bilky. 30 points. Did you get the right answer? JR talking, good a guess as any, but not the right answer. You're going to lose. Oh, 30 points. Bilky, say bye-bye to all those pennies, I'm afraid. You had them. They were very close, and they've just been taken away from you. So, Pokenut's currently in the lead at the end of the first row. No one to get the correct answer yet. Let's go on to Mendez. Started with 36. Didn't get an answer in. How many points did you wager, Mendez? Oh, no. 36 pennies, and they're taken from you, but you've had a wonderful time. Good to hear. Thank you very much for playing, but you leave us with no pennies, which is still 10 more than Murphy's leaving us with, sadly. Dev, starting on 38. What did you say? John Steinbeck, good a guess as any, but not the right one. How many pennies are you going to lose? 31. Dev claiming 7 pennies from the end of the game. When in doubt, John Steinbeck. It's a good policy to have. I would agree with that. Natter. Started on 40. Good position to be in. What did you say? James Patterson. Good a guess as any. Again, but not the right one. And you're going to lose. Just a 10. Taking you down to 30. 30 pennies is quite a decent reward to get for the evening. And currently in the lead, which is nice to see. Topper. Went with the default, yeah. Often a sensible plan if you're not sure. Certainly I would have gone with the default on Cryptic, probably. Topper, currently on 53. Mr. Smith. Mr. Smithson. Reminds me of George Akadukaduguengo from Face Jacker. 53, Mr. Smith, not the right answer. How many points did you wager, Topper? 25, dropping to just below. 25 would have taken you up to, if you give me a right answer, to 78 there. You would have just been shy of Innes, but hoping Innes gets it wrong. You've just dropped below Natter. Natter, you're currently in the lead. Depending what happens with our top row, there is a bit of a gap. So it depends if these guys are going to be after medals, pennies, hubris, or who knows what. Samster, started on 58. What did you say? More Prugo. Possibly more Purgo. Not the right answer, Samster. How much did you wager? 43, dropping down to 15. So Natter guaranteed a medal position. You guaranteed either gold, silver, or bronze at this point, Natter. Because you're still in the lead with only 2 players to reveal. Pog to you. Medal. I know. A medal. Medal to go with your pennies. On to Derek next. Derek did say all or nothing before the question came up. Starting on 58, joint second. What did you say? C.S. Lewis. Hubris for me, please. C.S. Lewis is the wrong answer. How many points did you wager? Were you being truthful, Derek? You certainly were, and you dropped back to 0. All those pennies you could have had. You could have had such joy, Derek. Oh, you would have had first place with just a default bid. I never lie. It was good to hear. Encourage your type in this community, but unfortunately, it has not paid off for you today, and you drop back to 0. Natter now guaranteed at least a silver. What is happening? Topper now guaranteed a bronze as well. It all comes down to Innes. He set that big score in round 4, that huge lead. Did he wager them all? Is he going for medals? Is he going for pennies? Or something in between? Innes, what did you say? Went for keeps. Probably the closest answer of all the ones that we've seen. Not the right one, so you are going to lose some pennies. But how many, Innes? How many did you wager from your 81? 36. Dropping to 45. Not quite dropping, but down below Natter, so I'm afraid, Natter, your increase of position ends there, and Innes does manage to hang on to that first place. But what a game we have had. Very well played. I'm just going to go and take this opportunity to check the medal table. So, Innes, you cheeky bugger. Could have wagered 0 for second. You literally could. Literally could. That's why I love this last round so much. It's such a wild card round. Let's just check the medal cabinet, because I know Innes has... there's a few gaps in Innes's. Innes has got most medals, but there are a handful of gaps. Is this one of them? Before I press the magic button, Ines, where are you on my list of things? Ines, there you are. This, you have got to Google that gold medal, so this is your second Google that gold medal. Let's just check Natter just before I press the buttons. Just to let the players know, Natter, this is your first medal for Google that, a silver medal for you, Natter, and Topper. As for you, getting the bronze medal, where are you, Topper One Gaming? Topper, this is your first medal ever. So huge congratulations, getting onto the medal table there, Topper. That is the end of Google that. Lots to say about that. What a wonderful pack, but congratulations to our winner, who is Ines C. I don't feel good about taking pennies off people. In fact, let me just check. Murphy, how many pennies have you got? Murphy, can you type ! pennies into the chat? I won't take pennies off you. That doesn't feel right. Now we're actually at the point. That doesn't feel like the right thing to do. So I will probably not do that. With a Y. Pennys. There, like that. Oh, I've got none this season. What a shame. I've only got like a handful. I've won one silver medal in Danger Zone because I don't take author pennies. Don't have any pennies. Oh, well, that can't do. We can't have that. We can't have that, Murphy. So I'm not going to let you have negative pennies. Let's chip in to get Ben a penny. I've got 10. I've got 10 from last season, but none this season. Murphy's sort of in and out. Murphy's here sometimes, but I'm not going to take 10 pennies. I will probably, it will automatically do it here, but I will add them back on for you, Murphy, so don't you worry about that. Well, let's officially give out these medals then, our awards ceremony. Google that gold goes to Ines C. You've had a right night tonight, Ines, haven't you? I've clicked your name quite a few times. Ines C, there you are. Google that gold award medal. Google that silver. Natter, what a lovely treat for you. Google that silver medal. Very, very well played. Not going for the hubris option at the end. Natterick, Google that silver award medal. And Google that bronze goes to Topper One. Your first time in the game, judging by the commentary at the beginning, Topper. And hopefully a rewarding experience for you as well. Topper One Gaming Award medal. There we go. All of your other pennies will be added on after the fact. Can't go without saying a massive thank you to Cyclespace, who's going to get 100 author pennies for this, for writing the pack there. Let's find you. Cyclespace, A100 Cyclespace Award pennies. 100 author credits added for Cyclespace. Thank you so much for a lovely, lovely question pack there of Google that from Cyclespace. Is always a solid writer, and that was a particularly well-tuned Google that pack. And that's going to be it. That is it from me for this evening. Those pennies will hopefully automatically add on when I press the credits button. As for everyone else, take yourself 10 more pennies to round the night off. Thanks for sticking with me. Apologies again for the late start. If I started on time, we would actually be finishing about 10:30, which is actually a sort of acceptable time to finish. But as it is, it's 11:30. So thank you so much for sticking with me through the night. Apologies for the delays at the beginning. Just a reminder that there's no walk along tomorrow, but you can come and join the Discord. Right there, if you're not there already. More information. If you want to write questions for any of the games that you see here on Game Night, that is the place to do it. Do come and hang out with us. Google 84. Absolutely. Yeah, do pop along. Oh, yes, I was going to say something about the season finale just before we finish. So, thank you for the 100 bits. Thanks for the fun stream, Ben. You are most welcome. Thank you very much indeed for the bits. Season finale. Now, because there's no stream on Saturday either, there's no walk along tomorrow because I'm at Chessington, there's no stream on Saturday because I am at my brother's stag do. There is going to be happy hour on Thursday. We're going to be playing Countdown. I've got Samster tentatively in Dictionary Corner, but he said if anyone hasn't done it before and would like to, he's happy to step back. Samster's been in Dictionary Corner a couple of times before, but he said he's happy to in the interim if no one else steps forward. So if you do fancy Dictionary Corner, Thursday lunchtime at 3, do give me a shout. Many thanks, Ben, from Dev. Thank you very much for the 100 bits, Dev. You're most welcome. Thanks for joining us. I hope you've had a good time. Yeah, season finale, which is going to be Saturday week. It is the end of season 4. Spamming the podium with messages, absolutely. End of season 4, which has been a great season. It's not had a big running tournament through it like season 3 did or season 5 is going to. Thank you, David, for the 100 bits. Triggering another hype train this evening. You guys are triggering these hype trains left, right and centre. You're very kind indeed. Now, next Tuesday is going to be Blockbusters and Wheel of Fortune. It's the last time we're going to see Wheel of Fortune for a little while. Probably the last time we're going to see Blockbusters. We've seen Blockbusters a couple of times in Season 5, but certainly not as many. Please don't break my game. Please don't break the game. So that's next Tuesday, Blockbusters and Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to be here this Thursday with Countdown. Blockbusters, Wheel of Fortune next Tuesday. The following Thursday is going to be more Deciphered at happy hour at 3. I'm actually going to write a pack for that myself. And then the following Saturday is going to be the Season 4 finale. And here is what is going to be going on. First up, game of Risky Business, written by me. That's not going to pass, Topper. No way is that going to pass. Yeah, Risky Business written by me. It's probably the best pack I've written for a long time. I'm really very, very pleased with it. So that's going to be kicking off the night on Saturday week for the season finale, Risky Business. Be there for that. After that, we're going to be playing Google That again, but it's going to be a very special game of Google That because, and get this, please stop breaking my text messages. Please. I will disable the command. And I'm about to do big news here. Google That a week on Saturday. I am going to be playing it for the first time. I invented this game about a year ago, and I've never played it before. And it ties into something else I wanted to do. Now, I mentioned last time about how the proofers effectively get paid in compliments for this. Question writers get pennies for writing. Proofers don't. And the reason for that is very simple. It's because the people who are proofers I invite to come... Oh, shit, I haven't put the rich text parsing on this. Oh, Topper, please stop it. You break my game. The proofers, it's an invited thing to do. It's an invited position. So it wouldn't be right to give them pennies. It wouldn't be fair to do that. You know what? If you all can't behave yourselves... There. You can't behave yourselves, then you're gonna... Yeah. You are like little children. Now, I promise to put it back if you behave yourselves, mainly because I haven't got a camera. I can't put my camera on outside at the moment. I will turn... So help me God, I will turn this stream around. Stop spamming the chat, and I will put it back. This is why you can't have nice things. I'm telling you about the nice things. It's purely because it's being a distraction for me. There you go. That's all right. Don't worry about it. All good quality banter, but on seriously, please do stop it. Just for a minute while I'm talking, because I'm getting distracted by it. Dev, it will go again. Anyway, I'm saying nice things about the proofers. Yeah, so the proofers don't get paid in pennies. More often than not, the proofers are proofing to a deadline as well, whereas the question writers are sort of able to write in their own time. So there's a lot of pressure that goes on to the proofers for this, and it's sort of a slightly thankless job, because in addition to that, they also don't then get to take part in the games that they proof, which is why I still proof a reasonable number of them myself as much as I can, as well as sort of managing the whole shebang and working on the games. So as a bit of a thank you to the proofing team and also to the administration team, who do a huge amount of work behind the scene that isn't necessarily seen by everyone, a lot of discussion things, as well as it's not just the moderation in chat and deleting the odd message that goes into the wrong box. There's a huge amount that goes on. So we are going to be having I'm sort of styling it as a staff party, and I thought Google That was the best bet for it anyway, since it's a limited lobby anyway and there's a limited chance of getting into it. It's a game that the proofers, myself, the admin teams, and a handful of other people, TBC, are going to be involved in. All right, so that is what is going to be the second game of the finale Saturday week. And you might think, well, who's hosting this if I'm going to be in the game? That's a very good question. Buzzer Bob, who you may recall from the charity stream that we did, he's a good friend of the community, he has very kindly agreed to step in and host Google That. At some point in the next week, I'm going to have to talk him through how to work the build, because it's almost certainly the most complicated build that I have. But Bob is going to be hosting that. The question pack itself has been written by our great friend David J. Bodicum, who is going to be acting as Bob's pointless friend and is going to be on standby in the box giving factoids and stuff at the same time. So that Google That Game is going to be co-hosted by Bob and David Bodycombe whilst I get stuck into the game itself. So that is part of the finale. So you've got risky business from me to start with. You then get a bit of an audience spectacle as you get to watch the sort of the staff of the server battling it out. Jay, yes, Jay indeed. The rest is Jay God. So that will hopefully be a bit of a popcorn event for you. So please do come along for that. After that is going to be the penny prize draw, which we do at the end of every season. These pennies you've been earning are all going to go into a big prize draw, and there's going to be about 10 prizes up for grabs. And it's basically a raffle. The more pennies you have, the more raffle tickets you get in the draw. I think I'm going to set a lower limit of 50 pennies this season, which is what you've got to have in order to be eligible for that draw. But then every penny you have over 50 gets put into the draw, and it's drawn like a raffle. So the more pennies you have, the more chance you have of winning a prize. Only be one prize per person, as with last time, and it will be similar prizes. There'll be Spreadshirt vouchers, and there'll be Amazon vouchers, probably Twitch subs and Discord Nitro and things like that. So that is going to be as part of the season finale. And then after that, we're going to have one final game of The Escape Artist to wrap up the season, again written by David Bodycombe. So that's the finale, Saturday week. Risky Business, written by me. Really fun pack, if I say so myself. The staff battle of Google That, which is one to come and watch, co-hosted by Buzzer Bob and David Bodycombe. The penny prize draw, your chance to win some prizes from the pennies you've been earning this season. And then to wrap it up, David's pack of The Escape Artist will wrap up season 4. It will probably be a season end that doesn't have quite as much ceremony as the season 3 one did, or with the face-off finale and stuff. That was a massive season finale. It will be slightly less exciting. Well, I don't know if it'll be slightly less exciting, but it will be slightly less build up to it perhaps than that, which is why I'm only addressing it about a week in advance. But it should still be really, really good fun, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And I'm grateful to all of my friends and colleagues who are coming to, less stressful definitely too, who are coming to join in whatever capacity they're doing that. And I do hope that you will come along to that and take part in the bits you can and enjoy the spectation of the bits that are spectator based. That is going to be a week on Saturday the 31st of July from the usual time of 8 p.m. BST right here, twitch.tv/royal_flush. So that is the season finale. And then I'm taking a couple of days off. I will be off the Tuesday after the finale and the Thursday after the finale, but I will be back with the start of season 5. Season 5 is going to be kicking off the following Saturday, which is, if I check the dates of my diary, going to be the 7th, sorry. Saturday the 7th of August will be season 5, and we are starting season 5 with the first 2 games of the Buzz-Off tournament, which I need to do some work on next week because that's going to be starting soon. Buzz-Off tournament, first 2 games of that, and more details if you're into that. If you're entered into that, I will let you about in due course. And Spotlight. Spotlight's coming back. I've done a huge amount of work on Spotlight last week, and we haven't played it since the sort of pilot episodes. I have backdated the medals onto the leaderboard. So Spotlight and Buzz Off is what's going to be kicking off season 5. I'm enormously excited about it. I'm hugely excited about the end of season 4. And in the interim, of course, you have got excuse me, you've got no stream on Saturday. I am here Thursday with Countdown, probably with Samster unless someone else wants to jump in. No stream Saturday. Next Tuesday, Wheel of Fortune and Blockbusters. Deciphered the following Thursday, then the finale, and then a couple of days off, and then back in with Spotlight. Enormously excited about everything and really looking forward to the end of the season and on to season 5. And on that note, I've rabbited enough. I've been streaming for 3 hours now. Is there anybody to raid? What's Zenurico doing? Tomb Raider. Which Tomb Raider? If it's a good Tomb Raider, we could raid over there. That'd be fun. Is it Tomb Raider 1? It's Tomb Raider 1. I like Tomb Raider 1. We're going to go and raid Zenurico. Raid message, if you please. Hubris. Oh, no. No, better than that. Behave, children. No. I'm going to stick with Hubris. Hubris is going to be the raid message. We're going to raid Zenurico and say hi. I've done the gold, silver, bronze. Stop it. I've done gold, silver, bronze. I've done author credits, and the penny should automatically update when I do this, and then we'll go from there. Thanks very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of this heatwave. I will hopefully see you Thursday, if not tomorrow, if we're back from Chessington for Ash's stream tomorrow evening for Secret Fortune. In the meantime, come and join the Discord, and we're going to raid Zenorico with the message Hubris. I've been Royal Fluff. Thank you all very much for playing. Congratulations to Innes. You've been playing Google that. Thanks to all the writers. Thanks to all of you for watching at home. Until next time, peace out. Take care. And a very good night. Oh, God, I've got to go to the right page. I'll try that again. Peace out. Good night.